Stand by. The BRN goes worldwide at 6 a.m. Eastern.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
But they need to know that Seth could get anxiety and go right over the rail with some puke.
What are they going to do, start heckling him?
Yeah. But like, listen, we got a guy that's got anxiety up here, and he can puke over the rail at any time.
Bubba, was it too much?
Don't get mad at us, okay? We're sorry. He's sick. Doesn't feel good. He's got anxiety. He's got the bubble guts. He's nervous wreck.
Is it too much that I bought a mask and the little chest piece too?
Tell me you didn't.
I don't want to get hit in the balls.
Oh, that's a cup, Dr. Dan.
Dan.
What a tummy.
You bought a full-blown...
The neck thing, the little throat thing.
You bought full-blown catcher's gear?
Wow. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Monday, June 24th, 2024. The Bubba the Love Sponge show. Hello.
Hello.
Today's kind of, I wasn't going to get into this early, but by blurting out today's day makes me sad because today is my son's 22nd birthday.
Oh, I was going to guess that it was the day that your father died.
His dad's still alive.
Well, my real father is alive.
No, your stepdad.
That was June 3rd, 2022.
So I was okay, same month.
2023.
All right, sorry. I know this isn't Guess the Tragedy Day, but I just,
Yeah, so happy birthday to you, Tyler. Not that you're going to hear me, as you're somewhere in Illinois on the Summer Nationals late model tour, doing pretty well. I've been trying to watch as much as I can.
Should you send an edible arrangement to the track?
And no.
Okay.
I don't think
maybe some watermelon shaped like a race car could, lighten the mood.
He doesn't even talk to me. Like, so getting a watermelon shaped like a race car, I think would get it thrown right on the...
All right, we'll throw that idea out. I'll come up with more for later.
Appreciate it. Got a lot of things to unpack, a lot of things to talk about. The Tampa Tarpons game, of course, we'll talk about that, or the lack of. We're talking about Seth Jid in a smart-ass, condescending type way. Had a brilliant suggestion this during the off-mic preparatory part of the show. He blurted out, I don't know, like at 5:50, 10 minutes before we go on the air, he blurted out, "Hey, Sponjo, do you think we can cancel all summer appearances? Because, like, how in the hell can you do anything? How can you plan any event in Florida when there can be a pop-up, like, it doesn't rain all day. There's only a 30% chance of rain, 30. And then 15 minutes before your event is supposed to start.
No, remember, it's not a 30% chance of rain, Bubba. It's going to cover 30% of the area.
Exactly.
Is that really how it is?
Yes, that's how they say it. Yes. So it's not a 1 in 3 chance that it's going to rain. It's a 1 in 3 chance that your area is going to get just douched with
And it had to be where we're at.
And I just want to say, everybody looks at us like we're dodos. We've all been in Florida for a combined about 400 years, okay? There's no predicting any of this stuff, but I think we should move all Bubba events to wintertime.
Just past like the end of August.
Just for anytime there's any weather, potential, we got to get out of that season.
So it was just like, we're all ready. I got Janie cakes. I got my sister going to pick up Janie cakes. We've been told by the Tarpons that they had a rain out the night before, so I think it's going to be a little bit. They're pushing everything back a little bit. They're going to start the makeup game from Friday night at 5:00. So by the time it's kind of time for our first pitch and our festivities to start about 6:20, 6:30, that they'll have played that game, been able to rake the diamond and ready to go. That was the plans, and then at that point they were going to play a game.
Yep, that's what they were going to do.
And that was going to be a whole nother game, and that was going to be where Seth pitched out the first pitch, and it'd be great. So, no, hold on. It first starts out with Lummy texting me, Seth. You guys don't even know this drama.
No, I bet we think we were all in the text about they wanted to move from the third baseline to the first baseline.
And you could see my reaction to it. I was like,
you were not happy.
I'm like, no, that's not happening. And even though we had a lot of people. It's the most tickets we ever sold. Even though it was a little bit cramped, Lummy, we still had enough area. Even when they had the garage doors down, we still had enough area, in the area we were at.
You had like 200 people.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying we still had enough area.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So they first start out with texting us saying we want to move you guys over to the first base side. Why? I'm like, Lummy, we can't. Half of what we do, or one of the only reasons I show up is so I can start heckling the pitchers in the bullpen, and the bullpen's on the third base side. So we got to stay on the third base side. Plus Ashley and a Buck and a bunch of others had done extensive research.
Extensive, pages and pages.
Yeah. Like, you don't understand.
Person.
I knew most of the players' moms and girlfriends' names. So you can't think you can get into a guy. Like one guy's name's girlfriend was Holly, number 36 or something. And I was gonna be like, hey, 36, how was Holly? Let me tell you about Holly. I used to have her back in the day. Oh man, woo! I'm just telling you.
Well, you might not have to be religious, but I'm telling you, God rained this one out on you, Bubba, just for the sake of saving these kids.
Yeah, true.
You really had a problem with that, didn't you, Seth?
It's the extensive research, I think, is hey, you want to just call the guy out by his number and tell him he looks like
36, you look like you can't throw nothing.
Yeah, but I'm
suck.
like, hey, 36, looks like in 1998 you broke your leg there. You're in the hospital for 2 weeks, and your Aunt Bev came and visited you, brought you some donuts, you pervert.
Hold on. Ashley even had the guys' signing bonus and what round they were. So, like, some guys got some pretty big signing bonuses, and here they are still in single A. So I was going to be like, hey, 18, you got a $350,000 signing bonus, and you're still in single A? What a loser. We really had some great stuff. They will just,
Oh, no, man. Well, you got to save it, Bubba. I'm sure it's evergreen material.
Lummy, if you can find when their last game is, like what their last homestand is.
It's in September. I think the first week of September.
That might be something we can do.
Probably going to be a hurricane coming then.
Yeah, that's right in the middle of hurricane season.
That's the reason they don't do movies and stuff in Florida anymore after June, because of the rains and the hurricanes. It's too unpredictable. It's too severe.
Like the outside summer movies and stuff that they would show?
No. I'm talking about the making movies in Florida.
Oh, okay.
They stopped giving away the subsidies, but also the...
Well, that's the main reason.
Well, also, they won't get insured. They won't get insured. They can't get insurance from June to like November.
Oh, that's right. They have to have insurance on the set, don't
you?
Yeah,
and they won't write it.
And lots.
Yeah.
Like $10 million or something.
I'm sure it's huge.
Was it in case somebody... Well, I wonder if Rust...
someone does a Rust.
And did you see where it looks like Alec Baldwin is going to trial? The judge denied his throw out Willie, and it's going to trial in July. So
I think of all the people involved in that, he's got the least amount of malice. I mean, he's a douchebag because he's so anti-gun, and he's such a hypocrite. But
I think he's got the least amount of culpability.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's
not malice, because
there's no malice.
Yeah,
there's no malice.
So you kind of messed up there.
Well, no. She's got malice because her recklessness is malice. The armorer. She was bad. She was a bad person. And she was doing her job very poorly.
I don't know if she can be judged. I don't know if her past can be used against her though in this particular trial.
Her past, like the day before, like the morning of.
I think her past on the set could be used.
Yes.
But not not that she beat up a girl back
I'm not
8 years ago in a bar.
I'm not saying she's a bad human being. I'm saying in the context of what happened, she made a lot of bad mistakes and bad decisions, and she was really bad at her job.
The least culpable person, I feel, is Alec Baldwin. It's still me. He still pulled the trigger and killed a person. I personally think that I don't know if I would try. I mean, I don't know if you can charge him or not charge him if you're Bubba Ober. And I mean,
who's cutting the check? Is it like the movie company? Is it Baldwin? I mean,
Baldwin. This one was because Baldwin was one of the main This was an independent film, Seth, and I think.
Oh, geez, so he's making $20,000.
No. I think he was one of the main financiers.
Yeah, he was financing it.
Yeah. So he's like. Alec Baldwin Incorporated or whatever his production company he owns is called. They were his company was the one making the movie.
Bullseye Productions.
Yeah, they need. I mean, I think the family needs to be financially compensated for it. I just don't think there needs to be any legal charges against them.
It looks like they settled. Baldwin settled with the family
civilly.
Yes.
Now this is their version of Mark Ober that says I'm gonna make because listen, at the end of the day, Dan, the prosecuting attorney, this trial, if it goes to trial, is gonna be salacious. It's gonna be like the Johnny Depp. What was her name?
Oh, Amber Heard.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. That was disgusting.
But it's going to be like because it's a celebrity. It's going to be on court TV. It's going to be gavel to gavel. People are going to be breaking it down.
Well, New York's going to love it. They love Alec Baldwin.
Well, I don't think it's going to be in New York.
No, but I'm just saying, like New York will be buzzing about it. I don't know, Bubba. I don't know if the Alec Baldwin, especially when it's coming at a time when debates are ramping up and we're really trying to figure out who our next Lord and Savior and King's going to be. I feel like Alec Baldwin might get knocked to the second page of the paper.
Whatever. I know his ass is on trial criminally. He settled civilly, so he's like, phew. And a lot of times
they try to put him in jail so he can't vote for Biden.
Well, but listen. So a lot of times a prosecutor won't pick it up criminally if it's been solved, if it's been settled civilly. That's a determining factor.
Right, and he feels like his justice has been served.
Right. But in this case, this could be a little-known prosecuting attorney that's going to be a household name, right? Much like Alvin Bragg, right? Nobody knew who Alvin Bragg was until he had a high-profile case against our former president. Now, this is not to that level, but still, the news cycle is, there's not a lot going on. So taking it live out to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Alec Baldwin's, reckless manslaughter trial will probably end up getting quite a bit of coverage. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's a horrible thing you got to live with. I mean, he kind of looks like a guy that doesn't have a soul or a conscience or just like anything on the inside. He looks dead, but that's got to be something that you think about every single day, whether you're getting charges or whether you're going on trial or not, man, just to kill somebody like that.
Oh, I know. I mean, think about that, and he didn't mean to do it.
He's probably got a microdose just to get through the day.
Well, he's probably going to do more than that. So we were thinking about. So anyway, Saturday was a disaster, but yet it wasn't.
It was fun.
Saturday was. Listen.
Nobody cared that there wasn't a baseball game happening. Everybody was there just to see each other, have fun, take pictures, give my daughter money. I mean, everything that I think everyone was there for, they got.
And so, but here's the thing: and I'm not trying to be Johnny Rah-Rah here, but. I saw a lot of new people.
Yes, there was.
Like people that, you got your regs, like, Big Red and Creatine Travis and Big Buck. And, we knew Blasi was going to be there. And Little Wilbur's Afterbirth and Susan Poitras.
I got an issue with Blasi, by the way.
And Sister Girl Tease, Wizzy. We knew the Maria Gualala, her and a No Name Willie. We just the mainstays that are always there. Bob Cook. I'm sure I missed a few.
What happened with Blasi?
Yeah, who's got heat with Blasi?
I do.
Why?
Dude, Blasey and next to you in the big picture of everybody there, it's you and Blasey. You can't see anybody else from the damn show except you and Blasey in the front row.
I was in the last row.
No, not that, Bubba.
No, hold on.
Bubba didn't even know who was next to him, man. He was.
Hold on, hear me out. That
was after 8 o'clock. We took that photo, right?
Too many mozzarella sticks.
I didn't. I know the picture that you're talking about, how he went all down to that one section.
Yeah.
First of all, only half the people went there. And I didn't want to go there, but they're like, they made me go there. So then as soon as I go and stand at the very top, like I just try to blend in. I said, man, this feels like our high school picture we took back in high school.
I sent you the picture.
And so at first, Seth, I didn't even want to, be front row. Okay.
Right. Why would you?
Yeah, I didn't want to even be front row.
That's the one.
But so yeah, there we go. So I was back here with the boys. Like here's Sue's. Like I'm back here.
No, you weren't, Bubba. You're up here.
No,
with
hold
Blasey.
on. Lummy will testify. Whoever is that I was back here with Buck.
He was in the back.
I was back here with Buck.
And then they shouted for him to come back down.
They're like, you got to come to the front row.
Do you see anybody from the show in this picture, Bubba?
I see Bubba.
Yeah.
I see Colton up top.
Just because you were in the clubhouse shaking people down for 5s and 10s, that you missed this opportunity.
He's in there.
That was right out there, Bubba.
Where?
I just couldn't get
I see his head right there.
You got to find him, but he's in there.
I just couldn't make my way up front to Blasey. There was too much security.
It's like a Where's Waldo picture.
I can't even find.
Exactly.
I see him.
Where? Let me help me out.
We're not a fan.
Right
You're right there. Wait where your mouse is. The little cheat. Keep going
there.
over right there, yeah.
There's Seth right there. Right there.
But you know what? If you can find Blasey, and that's all that matters.
That's right. Don't start heat with Blasey.
Oh, I'll start heat with Blasey. He's long gone by now. I saw his on Twitter. He's out of town.
So
back to the panhandle.
So anyway, we're scheduled to have this big Bubba meet and greet on Saturday for the Tampa Bay Tarpons game. Now, don't forget, last Saturday we had a huge Juneteenth celebration, and we got all of our stuff. Cash cube, prize wheel, tent, sandbags, generator, 50-inch TV, live on YouTube, prizes, tables.
We're gonna nail that one. We're gonna nail that one in the wintertime, Bubba.
Tables. We got a can of Beto free water. Latin Sons are in there cutting, and they're getting ready to fire up the grill. Like we just feel 15 minutes before this thing's supposed to start, it just the bottom fell out of it. Just rained like you wouldn't believe. We had to scramble around, tear everything down. Lummy, we're still. Although Lummy, Macho Man said it was the power source deal, so the cash cube's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, great.
It's perfect.
So the cash cube ended up not getting messed up, but it initially did get messed up. All the money. Lummy, I did get all the replacement money.
Oh, nice.
All the money was ruined, and so that was 2 weeks ago. So this Saturday, we're like, okay. Got a big promotion, Tampa Bay Tarpons. It's all you can eat, all you can drink. I saw Mama Bear there. Did you see that? Mama Bear was there. Just so many brand new people coming to celebrate. And think about that. Not a one of these people follow the Tampa Tarpons.
A lot of the new people were Jacksonville, Orlando.
Yeah. And so we just get it was well over 200 people.
Oh, yeah.
Well over 200 people. Think about that. That's pretty cool, man.
We were told at the end it was the largest group ever in Steinbrenner Field.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they do a cigar night, bitches. We're bigger than cigars. Suckers don't even know, man. They don't even know we're on the come up anymore, man.
They don't. You know what? They really don't.
No. They don't know we beat cigar night.
But what I'm saying is they
didn't know we beat kids sleeping on the field night.
All these haters that hate us so much, they don't even know. They
could swing for that $100 that Neil Mountplaisir gave me, you know?
Yeah, true.
Took that right to the damn card store and the weed store. God bless you, Neil.
Yes, thank you, Neil. Thank you, Nash.
Saturday night, man. Saturday night was great. So many great people. Lummy, now Jeremy Nash and his daughter spent the night at my apartment.
Nice.
And he supposedly has gets with the merch quick. He's like, I want to get up early on Sunday morning and make Bubba his biscuits and gravy.
Oh, really?
That's my Lummy. That's
of course,
my favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite breakfast.
Right.
I'm a biscuits and gravy guy, and I've had well, look at me. I've had hundreds of portions of biscuits and gravy, so I'm kind of a biscuits and gravy connoisseur. And Jeremy Nash made homemade biscuits and gravy for me on Sunday. Oh, my God. Just to die for. So anyway,
I was wondering what that picture was that Merch Trick posted of him on her Facebook, and I was like, wow, I wonder if he's in Bubba's kitchen making him breakfast.
Was she posting stuff?
Just stuff from the game, but then the only picture was Nash in a kitchen making stuff.
I need to regulate her Instagram, see if she's not running a little too loose.
She's running too loose on Facebook, Bubba. I'll just be honest with you.
Is she?
Oh, big time.
As the Merch Crick or as what?
I think it's under the Merch Crick.
What does she run? Like, send me a link to. I need to maybe start following her on
Instagram?
Facebook. You know what? On Facebook or Instagram, because I don't like my personal life being exposed at all. Like she knows better.
Well, get ready for the women of the BRN if you don't want your personal life exposed today. It's all exposed.
I know. I saw a guy bitching. Did you see that guy bitching on the emails? Like, where's the women of BRN? Yeah. I know Seth. No good son of a bitch. I know that he taped it. Where is it? Listen, we agreed. We agreed last week that we weren't going to that we were going to release it today. Today is the release date of the new podcast. Women of the BRN. We mentioned, if you stupid ass listener who emailed the show,
you schmuck.
If you listened to the show, you would have known that last Friday we said we were going to release the Women of the BRN today. You idiot!
I had pitching practice with Dr. Dan Friday night. I had my dad's bar mitzvah Monday. We had the Saturday. We had the baseball game Saturday, and then yesterday I was working on 2 other podcasts that came out.
Lummy, are you sending me the Merch Cricks? Either to her face.
I'm trying to get her Facebook right now.
Where does she run a little looser, Seth?
Facebook.
Okay.
I don't.
Is she letting out way too much information?
Well, Bubba, it's one time you talked to me about.
I told her, man, I said, don't be getting on there and showing people like anything.
I mean, she shows nipple. I mean, if that's what you're wondering about.
Hold on, what are we talking about?
Bro, can you send this to me? Because you can't find her if you don't,
you're going to give him a grabber.
So she's showing
Check
nipple.
your email, Lummy.
No, she's not showing nipple. She just puts a lot of pictures from the events and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Just things I would love to upload on Instagram.
Why don't you? Why don't you just have her send them to you? Why don't you get with the Merch Crick and say, hey, anything that you put up on your Facebook or your Instagram, Bubba has wanted that's show related. If she's got a picture of Bella or some stupid stuff like that, but show related, show event stuff, Bubba said, you know what? I'll handle it.
No, she's fine.
I'll tell her.
I was waiting for the official pictures and video and all that stuff today from Rhett. So before he posted,
I sent you the Facebook.
Is this Merch Crick's Facebook? I'm going to determine whether she's running a little loose or not. All right, hold on here. Oh, did you guys see this? I got to re.
This is the guy that gave my daughter $60.
I got to repurpose this. This guy right here. Now I don't know what he calls himself.
Look at those paper towels.
I think he calls himself effed up Jones. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what he calls himself.
And so Friday, because the whole place is cameraed up. And anytime the gate opens or there's activity around the gate, I get a notification from Blink. So this is Friday afternoon, I think, Lummy. Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Friday afternoon, and I get a notification in my recliner, just hanging out Friday. Really ain't got a lot of plans. Plan on watching some racing Friday night. Plan on whatever. And I get a notification that there's activity at the studios. And I look, and there's this guy, effed up Jones, leaves. I guess Friday we were talking about how Anna was paper towel aggressive.
Yeah,
he went to Sam's Club or Walmart or somewhere and bought all these paper towels. Look at all of them.
Nice.
And then
did we mention he drove down from North Carolina?
He drove down from North Carolina to be at the event. This guy, effed up Jones, and he goes and he's listening to the show. And he gives us paper towel, and here's some paper towels you can have for a while. Willie effed up Jones from the
North Carolina.
From North Carolina. I'll see you at the Tarpons game. There they are, stacked up inside. Now that's not an invitation for you as you're walking out to your car home to grab one. No, They're not. I'd like to probably try to transfer them, Lummy, over to the pantry if we could, please.
Yep, no problem.
And please, do not take any. They're mine.
We're gonna have to move the STD test to make room for him, right?
And then he went to the Tarpons game, Lummy, and he went and got a custom-made jersey called Paper Towel.
Oh,
and he gave that to the merch crick.
I wish I was rich.
He gave it to the merch crick.
Nice.
And there's some. That guy was new. This guy was
Florida
Phil.
That's Florida Phil.
Is he the Disney
Been out
guy?
for years.
He's Disney guy, right?
Hold on. Has Florida Phil changed his look a little bit?
Not really.
No, that's Florida Phil.
He changed his lady friend.
Yeah.
Let me there. That's
it. Yeah, his lady friend.
You remember him by his girl.
Yeah. Hold on. Now, Lummy, this is the guy. This is
like
your
Maria Guatemala. You don't know her husband. You just know her.
This is your wrestling partner.
Yeah, Danny Briggs.
Danny Briggs.
Nice guy.
His wife was also there. She was very nice.
Here's Nash. Sunday morning, making in my kitchen, making biscuits and gravy, and then there you go. Yeah, let me. That's good.
You think that's okay, Bubba?
Yeah. All right. Let me see. Let me look at some of her other posts
You
here.
just click on her name. You go to her post.
Click on her name. All right. Okay. I don't know if I need all that.
Oh, there's a lot of personal stuff. Yeah.
Oh God.
Take me out of there. All right. This is her dad. Okay, that's great. This is that's the Juneteenth rain out. That's fine. Yes, these are only available for one more week. Let me the Bubba Army Fat Man Dunks Air Bubba 2s.
How are sales? If we could be intellectually honest and you not have to pump them up for the sake of radio. I mean, are you doing okay?
Yeah. Yes, I am. So
are you able to tell which ones have more pre-orders? The red or the green?
The red are running about. I'd say there's about 25 more pair of red than so I'd say 25% more volume on the red and blacks than but the green the white, green and red are certainly making money, and we're going to have quite a bit of those. But from now on, I might only do I'm going to do 2 shoes a year. And I don't think I might have a multicolor option. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, this is the shoe.
Just standard colors.
Yeah.
Although, when people all roll up with the exact same shoe, sometimes it gets a little redundant.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, right now, like there's one option. So if someone has a shoe, it's the gold shoe. So having a little variety, so people kind of like don't all look like they're the same.
Were you a little jealous on Saturday? There were a lot of gold shoes there.
Who, Dan?
No, I have gold shoes. I just didn't wear them Saturday because it was pouring rain.
There were a lot of gold shoes there.
Yes.
There was.
So anyway, but see, it also splits. It also, if you only give them one option, they're going to buy it. If you give them 2 options,
You're going to buy both.
Yeah, but you can also sell more of the one option. No, you don't get like I'm looking at. I know the sales analytics, Dan, and
A or B,
and there's not a lot of people that buy both.
But
there's not a lot of people that buy both, and all it having a second shoe does is cannibalize that first shoe.
But both become more exclusive because instead of 600 of one, there's 300 of this one, 300 of that one, making it a little bit more exclusive. I'm not arguing with you, Bob. I'm just looking at both sides.
I understand, but you're also not paying for them. I am, and so I'm just saying.
So the extra design costs more. I understand.
It does. It costs a little bit more.
Right.
So anyway. Let's speak of Dr. Dan trying to infiltrate his way into the BRN as solidly as he possibly can, and he makes Seth Dove's practice on Friday for the first pitch out. Dan goes out and buys 2. I don't know how many balls you bought, but
4.
I mean, what was your total? What'd you spend? $500?
No, it wasn't $500. First of all, I owned the glove that Seth was using.
Okay.
I bought a catcher's mitt, which was like a small frying pan. It was so stiff and it was too small. I didn't know. I think I bought a high school baseball glove.
Well, your catch of his nearly perfect pitch on Saturday showed how good of a catcher's mitt it was because you dropped it.
Yeah, well, it bounced right off the edge of it. If it was a 33.5 inch instead of a 32.5 inch high school catcher's mitt, I probably would have caught it.
You could probably caught it with your hands as efficiently.
I mean, it was like trying to catch it with a frying pan.
Do you have the glove here?
No, he's already thrown it away.
No, I already ordered a new one.
You ordered.
So anyway, Dan demands.
You think I'm kidding?
Dan demands Seth to come out on a Friday at like 5 o'clock to do pitching practice for Seth's first rain-out pitch.
It was hot, man.
It was hot. It wasn't a demand. It was a suggestion.
Seth felt as if he couldn't back out.
I didn't want to. I just truly.
He was trying all of his angles to back out. Me talking about it on the air and all kinds of things. And we're hoping you were gonna get a hold of him and say, "Hey, man, don't worry about that."
I told Dan.
That text never came, but Seth was so yearning for Friday, like around 12 or 1, saying, "Hey man, if you don't really feel like doing that thing, I certainly understand."
No, I was locked in. Yeah, I told Dan, how when you wake up on Friday and there's other things you have to do and you just don't want to do any of them. So, I actually got a nap and then went out there, and it was a good workout. I was ready. I'm glad I practiced. I just didn't think that I'd be actually throwing the pitch to Dan. I didn't think I'd be throwing a pitch at all.
A dream come true for Dr. Dan.
It wasn't a dream. It was a nightmare because I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't practicing the catch.
Just wait for Dan to infuse his way into the situation.
I don't even think people know that Dan made me throw another. First of all, it was a fake first pitch because
you got 2 of them.
There was a fake first pitch
because nobody was there and the game wasn't going
on.
Right,
there's no game. Dan comes up to me.
It was a first pitch for the Bubba Army is what it was for.
Dan comes up and he's like, "You got 5 minutes. Go in your car, get your glove, grab the best baseball, and let's go. We got 5 minutes to make this pitch." And I'm like, "What? Why? What's happening?" There's no.
You got Sammy with you and everything.
Yeah. So
that's what Lovey told me. I was just relaying the news.
I know. So we go down there, and then Dan and I were like, "All right, let's warm up. Let's play some catch." And then the guy's like, "All right, here's the official ball." And then I put it in there, and it bounced off Dan's glove, no big deal. But then Dan's like, "Let's do another one," and I understand he wanted to catch that one.
The only guy that gets to do 2 first pitches.
I know the grounds crew wasn't too happy about that. They wanted to get out of there.
Damn! Come on. The second pitch took another 15 seconds.
Still.
So yes,
it was nice.
So
it was still fun.
You dropped that one too, Dan.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I caught it, sort of. But I'm getting rid of that glove. It needs to be broken in and go to a high school kid.
Well, how big was it? How big was it?
32.
So
it's a youth glove.
It's a youth glove. So I'll give it to Wilbur.
Did you guys?
He'll be fitting it tomorrow.
His name's Walker. Did you guys tape or document?
I got everything.
The practice section.
Yes.
I got everything.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That'd be perfect.
And we had fun. We laughed.
Yeah. It's actually funny because I was listening to the weekly wrap-up show yesterday when I was uploading it, and Lummy and Rhett and Colton somehow all predicted that I was going to end up throwing out the first pitch to Dan. I know they were just joking about that because it's not actually a real possibility, but they said Dan was really trying to.
We were dead serious.
Oh, you're right.
I was like, listen,
Dan
Dan's really
worms his way into everything.
Well, I said Dan's getting really enthusiastic about this, especially this week. So this is going to end with Dan somehow working his way into the deal.
Yeah,
that's right.
I had no idea. I did not try to work myself into the deal.
That's what just shows you how much we know you're better than you. We know your radio persona better than you do. We knew that your arrogant, narcissistic radio persona would kick in Saturday when you were there, and you would somehow worm your way into catching the first pitch. It's not a big deal, Danny. It's admirable that you're that you want to be in that involved. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for the training. Thank you for everything, Danny.
You're welcome.
Lummy, what happened? Did you go and ask?
I did.
Okay.
I saw them.
Poor Lummy. Poor Lummy had to just. They have to hate Lummy because it starts with them getting a hold of Lummy and telling Lummy, "Listen, we're going to move you to the first base side." Lummy says, "Okay." Lummy tells me that they're moving us for the first base side. I tell Lummy I ain't going.
Yes.
I literally said privately. You guys don't understand in our group text. I told Lummy I'm not going.
That's right.
And they were so excited to tell Lummy. They were like, "Hey guys, great news! You've sold so many tickets. You're going to have such a big group.
We're going to move you over here
to accommodate for the group that you're going to have."
Well, the new girl totally got
bring this many people.
The new girl totally got a Bubba update, so it will never happen again.
Yeah. So I tell Lummy, hey,
not Ashley, right?
No.
Okay.
So I tell them, I said, listen. And listen, there was a chance. I mean, they were Lummy after it stopped raining. They were thinking there was that Major League Baseball got involved.
Yes,
and they were trying. The Tampa Tarpons, they took the tarp off the infield. The infield was perfectly dry. Now the outer, like the warning track and stuff like that, was a little sloshy. But they could have played a game. They could have played a game. The Tampa Tarpons were trying to get a game in. And they took the tarp off and everything, and Major League Baseball called and said, "No, we're canceling." So we were anticipating there was a game, and Lummy, if there was a game, which there damn near almost was one, we needed to be, above the bullpen due to all the research I had. I'm like, I'm not letting all this research, go
to waste.
Yeah. When I know number 36's mom's and girlfriend's name and what his signing bonus was,
it's too good.
I mean, Lummy, it was going to be the best ever.
It was. It was going to be.
So when you got back to her and you said, "Hey, listen, what was that?" So she sent you a text. Hey, good news, going to move you to the first base line. What's your text back to her?
Well, at the time, I said, okay, and she said, you guys sold so many tickets, and I said, and then I sent you guys that group text, and then when I got that back from you,
the private one that said,
yeah,
I'm not coming.
I then called her and said, look, we need to be on the third base side. I said, if not, we might not even show up to the game. And that many tickets. And then she goes, oh, well, let me talk to the people. So then I got April, Captain Creamsicle's wife, involved.
You said we might not show up to the game?
Yeah.
Holy hell,
man.
So then I got April involved, and then she, who has been there forever, pretty much said,
April runs. She pretty much runs the joint.
Yeah, and she pretty much gave the rundown to the new girl, and and we stayed on the third base side.
Right, perfect.
And then for the first pitch, I saw that we had an opportunity to get down there, and if anybody could get us down there, it would be April. So I went over to her, said, "Hey, can we throw out the first pitch?"
Next thing I know, April's opening up gates.
Yeah,
takes these two landscaping dudes. Groundskeeping dudes, and tells them to take the mound cover and the home plate cover off because I got two bozos here that's going to throw some pitch. They're like, what?
First she goes, "Well, we have no one for Seth to throw it to," and I said, "Oh wait,
hold on,
Dr. Dan's here."
Dr. Dan and his.
Oh my God.
She's like, "Does he have his glove?" I go, "Let's find out."
Hell yeah.
And of course he does.
So there was a first pitch. We'll have that video available for you on our YouTube sometime this week as well. And don't forget, I have to go to words, but don't forget today's podcast download is the very highly anticipated Girls of the BRN with Maria Guatemala, Wizzy, Ashley, and the Merch Crick, moderated by Seth. And the next Girls of the BRN, which I'd like to do once a month, I'm going to see if we can get Phoebes in there. If we can add Phoebe into that.
Okay, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of women that we want to rotate in and out of this thing.
Sure.
And by moderator, I'm one of those moderators that gets run over during the presidential debate. So I don't really say a whole lot.
No, he doesn't. So that will be released today as on our podcast in our podcasting world, wherever you get podcasts, or maybe you've never done it before. You can go literally to iHeart. Or you can go to Google, or you can go to Spotify. Spotify is probably one of the most efficient ones.
And, I'm just going to release it when I feel like it. Just, Monday, let's take things easy. Let's not put any hard times on things.
So you're saying it could be anywhere between, noon and 4.
I'm saying
that's what you're saying.
I'm saying look for it at 5, and then when it shows up early, then I'm the man. So
there you go.
That's how I'm playing it today.
We all collectively, Lummy, is today's after show. Is that a visual?
Visual, yeah.
That's across all visual lines?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
We were drunker than Nick Hogan's wife when we put this thing together. BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Someone tried to.
Good morning, Blondie, the Big Bob, Jimmy, Fucked Up Jones, Joe Lazuski. I guess.
Blossy, I'm taking you out, Blossy. We'll put Grimace, Donald Trump. We'll just put in a bunch of people Bubba's standing next to.
Hey.
I like Blossy standing beside me.
Yeah, I know. He makes you look extra handsome. Yeah, Buck, it was a whirlwind, man. It was a whirlwind.
Thank you for showing up, Buck.
Yeah, no problem. I was just trying to make it over to see you, so, I didn't get accused of not going. What up, Berto?
Guru. Nice talking to you.
What up, Grouper Lips? Did you see Craig and Rio at all?
Yes.
I literally only saw them for a minute. Then I don't know what happened to them. Were they enjoying it?
Yeah, they are fucking superstars.
Jim Mills. Good morning, Guru. T-shirt well. Thank you. Someone out Glass Travis. Good morning. Yes, nice to see you. So Highway 73. Baby short shredder attacker. No. Fan Orlando.
Oh, what, Travis?
Rupert Lips. Pedro.
We got a lot accomplished at the game.
How Wow, Ohio 420. Whoa. Simon.
What up, Pro-Human?
Austin Wolf. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's good, Tao Guru. I literally only saw those guys for a minute, so I'm glad everything worked out with them. What's up, Jay Bowler, fan in Orlando?
Big Joe.
I didn't even hit up Craig and Rio. I just figured I'll talk to them Tuesday about everything.
Jay Boland. Stop asking most shots. Maybe short choker. Blasey, it's funny.
What up, Jimmy?
Perez.
What's up, White Iced Tea? What up, Gary?
Big buck. See, like, when you're catching everything perfect, you had your jersey on too.
What up, Chris Adams? Yeah, man, the Tarpons looked it up. They're like how the Lightning used to be before Lightning turned into a bunch of bitches.
And the t-shirt I ran into just by accident, like Wednesday, I pulled it aside, like, oh, that's what we're gonna wear.
You should tell the Bucks they need to use.
Huh?
You should tell the Bucks they need to use other things for their boxes. Because those
Wise,
donuts were
Jake.
good.
The sandwiches were good, everything was good.
Yeah.
Chicken was a little weird.
I didn't have the chicken.
Friday was good, the donuts were unbelievable.
Yes, they had multiple people come up and show the
After the show, make sure to check out BubbaArmyHQ.com. It's all things Bubba 24/7. And now back to the BRN.
Reds, tomorrow I have to have payroll. This just giving you some general business housekeeping. I'm not begging for money or nothing. Although, Lummy, you got to find our PayPal login.
Yeah, well,
It's very important.
I know, I should have it soon.
I'm sorry, not our PayPal, our Venmo.
I got Cash App.
I got Cash App and PayPal.
Chop it up, Spice, $10.
I got Cash App and PayPal. We got those logged in, but for some reason my phone did like some type of reset gimmick. I should have been paying attention to PayPal. I just got something.
Woo!
Thank you. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, the Bubba Army. Thank you to Brandon Reams. Brandon Reams says, Seth is the man. That's what Brandon Reams says. PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. All at the Bubba Army. We over the weekend, somehow our Venmo reset or something like that, Lummy, and it requires us to sign back in, but I don't know our sign-in information.
Yeah.
Because I got it stored in as like auto log Willie. I know that's not the most responsible thing to do, but I think Ashley has it on her home computer.
She does.
Okay. So when she wakes up or whatever, can you have her get that so we can get in and get our Venmo's money?
No problem.
Appreciate. This week is payroll, so we're good. I got it cleared. But this is all like my employees get bonuses based on certain things. One of his bonus things is how many subscribers we get on our YouTube channel, and I think Rhett is like 90. I think you're like less than 100 away, 100 subscribers away from getting your bonus.
Yeah, kind of sweating it out. 97 subs from 115,000.
Yeah. So if he can get 97 subs
in the next 4 hours?
No, I would say by.
Just give it to him, Sponjo.
Well, I could just give it to him, I can make him earn it. And I got set. Rhett would feel far just more internally satisfied if he just hit the number and I didn't do him a favor. You know what I'm saying?
That would be nice.
Is there a time limit on it? Like if he hit it this week or in 2 weeks, doesn't matter when.
Dan,
it's just when he gets there.
Payroll is due by 3 p.m. today.
Well, I understand.
For Thursday. So if you want it to be on Thursday's check, I have to have all the payroll figures in today by 3 o'clock.
Does that go for everybody?
Yeah. What do you mean? Does that go for?
Well, because I'm 80 away from the 29,000,
Yeah,
but I didn't put it in there. But I'll if I get it by 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
By noon. Lummy, you're saying you're 80 away on TikTok.
Yeah.
And Seth, you're what? You're quite away.
I'm about 450 away on Instagram from 24,000, but I figured, like I said, you round up and it's.
No, we don't round up, Seth. You want to start rounding up when it's your money? Get back to me.
Why do they teach
my money?
Why do they teach you to round up in school if you can't use it in real life?
Because it's not money. It's not. You don't round up money. Money's a tangible thing. You just don't take 63. As a business owner, when a guy walks up and the bill is $100.63, you just don't walk up to him and say, "Hey, let's just make it $100." No, bitch, it's $100.63.
Okay.
And you don't say how many boys had the blue book, 14.3. You just say 14.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, if you are not following us on YouTube, go. It's at the Bubba Army. You'll get all types of exclusive stuff. Everything from Seth and Dr. Dan doing their little pitch practice. I think there's a video that the Merch Crick's working on. Lummy, I think there's a couple videos that Rhett's working on.
Yes.
There's some exclusive stuff that you see on YouTube, and really that needs to be, like when we do our Cash Cube and stuff, that's our first thing that we ask you to follow us on. We feel that YouTube is one of the most important platforms we have. So please follow us on YouTube. Now, because Rhett gets a bonus. Rhett's bonuses are based on his YouTube numbers. Now, Seth gets bonuses based on podcasting and Instagram. And Lummy gets bonuses based on TikTok. Right, Lummy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's how we got it all spread out. So go find us on all of those forums if you could, please, because my employees get bonuses for them, and it's a good way. And boy, does Seth love a good bonus.
I mean, who doesn't?
Well, I know, but you're very bonus aggressive.
That's why I'm here.
Lummy, this Hawk. This is it Hawk Tua.
Yeah.
This Hawk Tua. It's been around since like Thursday. I think it started on Thursday. I don't know when.
It was early last week.
Yeah, it picked up like Tuesday, Wednesday.
When did he? Is this the postman? Is he the one that posted it? Is that where it originated? A lot of people have reposted it.
No, real Jordan Small on TikTok.
Yeah, this guy just reposted it. The postman just reposted it.
Okay. So, but the guy who originated it was who? Real Jordan Small?
Looks like it, yes.
And is he I hate this genre of people just walking in public places and asking hot people or dumb people or anybody for that matter, would you want to kiss me or hug me? And you just anybody with an iPhone thinks that they can have a TikTok channel, and some of which are the dumbest things ever. But let me, they get zillions of followers. Like you just walk up to chicks and be like, smash or not, or just stupid stuff.
Well, a lot of people are finally starting to get knocked out. These streamers that are going up annoying people.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
So this dude is one of those streamers that go up to people and ask them just various stuff, and he gets this cute, kind of like maybe from Alabama or Louisiana or something kind of chick. It looks like they're at some kind of, like fest. I don't know.
They're in Nashville.
They're in Nashville.
Yeah.
Boy, Nashville. I heard that's where, like, they have like a row like Ybor City. Like they got a district like that down there. I think every major city now has like a little mini Ybor City.
They got Hawk Tula girls too.
Yeah. So this guy walks up and asks this Southern, maybe she's from Nashville, but she's got a Southern twang about just various things. And his last question is, what do you have a sexual secret, to keep men, crazy? And she comes up with this Hawk Tua thing, which has taken the internet by absolute storm. Like, it's just, everybody's going crazy. I wasn't going to necessarily cover it because I didn't want to be like the next guy, but I feel as if I'm almost missing out if I don't cover it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything that anybody's doctored around with this is too funny. I think just the natural audio is great.
Yeah, I just think the whole entire thing in itself, right?
Yeah.
People have put like, this one has a reactionary to, is it Michael Jordan or somebody? I don't know who is in it, but anyway, here it is.
How many is on your roster?
There's only one I want. I love you, Pookie, forever.
How do you get over a breakup?
The only way to get over one is get under another. Get the cobwebs off this thing.
This motherfucker don't miss. What's one move?
So they put Snoop Dogg's reaction in there. Now here's what everybody is talking about right here.
In bed that makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk to it. Spit on that thing. You get me?
You gotta give him that hawk to.
Spit on that
and
thing.
spit on that thing. I mean, she's cute as hell. She just really is with her little
friend's cute too.
With her little southern charm.
Spit on.
Hold on. I mean, it's fun. It's funnier. It's funny.
Miss. What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk to it. Spit on that thing. You get me?
And you're right. Her friend is gorgeous.
Yeah, her friend's even prettier.
Her friend is oh my God. Look at her friend.
Cobwebs off this thing.
This motherfucker don't miss. What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy?
Yeah, man. She is hot.
Every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk to it. Spit on that thing.
I bet you she's a wildcat in bed, right?
Oh, well, I mean, Bubba, what makes you place that bet?
I mean, she loves you, Pookie. Good to be Pookie, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Lummy, there's reports that she was a preschool teacher and got fired from her job. Is that true?
Nah, it came out to be fake.
Fake.
That's ended up being fake.
Yeah.
Did anybody see? And I've already named her. Did anybody see Justin? Not Jeremy, because Jeremy Nash, he's the one that stayed at my house and made me biscuits and gravy in the morning, and he brought his daughter Gemma. So that was his guest. But Justin Nash, they're twins, the Nash brothers.
Yeah.
Justin Nash, which by the way is 1 minute earlier. He's 1 minute. He came first by 1 minute. And they're distinctly different. Jeremy Nash is kind of an inside dog, and Justin Nash is kind of an outside dirty dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And did you see I think they're kind of a thing. They're kind of dating.
The 6-footer?
Yeah.
Did you get her name?
She was pretty.
You know what I called her? Tall Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Didn't she kind of look like Taylor Swift a little bit?
She looked like a chick I went to school with. And I spent the whole 3 hours we were there trying to figure out if it was her or not, but I never got her first name.
She looked like a chick I like to hit. She's hot. Did you think she was cute?
Yeah.
Did you?
She was objectively pretty. Absolutely.
Is it me or did she look like Taylor Swift a little bit? I thought she looked like Taylor Swift a little bit. Maybe it's
I
just
could see
me.
that. No, I could see that.
Well, I mean, you're the only one. Everybody else is keeping quiet.
Well, they weren't looking really at her then.
Seth, are you familiar with the girl we're talking about?
No, I met her, but I don't remember Taylor Swift vibes. But
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get Taylor Swift vibe.
She was probably the tallest girl there.
Yes.
She was like 6 foot, and she's Justin Nash's kind of new girl.
And she was one of the prettiest girls there.
She's very beautiful. Well, there was a lot of hot chicks there. Well, let's just be honest. There's a lot of hotness going on there. Even Mama Bear made that's the first event Mama Bear I think maybe has ever made. She's the infamous Mama Bear Lummy. She's done so many great things for me, but I don't know how many times that she's ever gone to a Bubba appearance.
I don't know of one that she has been to.
Yeah, so Mama Bear was there, and just a great turnout. So weather sucks, and Seth is right. We're going to just try to keep all summer promotions to a minimal.
Or keep them indoor.
Yeah.
We got one in 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks?
The Morgan Wallen deal.
Yeah.
That's if you can get with Dan and Jay, and get a hold of the parking guy and pull.
It's not going to be another false alarm, is it? It's going to be a real one?
God, I hope not.
What do you mean false alarm?
Well, just
the rain.
The other time we did the concert and we tried to get tickets, a parking pass, we bailed a couple days later.
Because we hadn't gotten all of our, I don't think our cash.
We didn't have the glasses and stuff. Is that what it was?
Yeah, we didn't have any of the giveaway stuff. Now we have the glasses, the koozie cups.
So the only thing to stop us is the rain?
The only thing that stops us is your inability to get us parking tickets and the rain.
I think the good thing about the emergency teardown from Juneteenth is that it at least taught us to be efficient. And we know we can set up everything that we have and pretty much be ready to go.
Right, and Dan, we're going to back the truck and the Crown Vic into the back of the tent and so we can literally we can literally do an event and it could get rain and it wouldn't be as catastrophic to us as it was during the Juneteenth deal when it was the first time we've ever done it. And we actually learned a lot from the Juneteenth fiasco. We really did. And so, Lummy, we're even prepared, Lummy, like based on weather report, is to get the old Bubba Army tent, put it on Home Depot 5-gallon buckets that are weighted.
Yes.
And put the cash cube under a tent. So
its own tent?
So the cash cube has its own, based on weather. Like, we'll look at the weather report, and if the weather looks great, well, then we don't have to bring the what if it rains deal. But we're going to be able to tear down and nothing be ruined or nothing get wet. Far from this point forward, anytime we bring the cash cube out, we'll be able to kick weather's ass. We'll no longer be weather's bitch. And Lummy, even though weather made us their bitch on Saturday because they canceled the game, we still got 2 straight hours of free food and free drink, and more importantly, 90% of the people that came to that event was to hang out with all of us.
Yeah, no one cared about the game.
Yeah, people were just taking pictures and talking to their favorite show member or to all show members, and did you see Florida Phil brought his son who just enlisted into the Army?
Yeah, his girl, I guess that was her kid or whatever.
That's her son.
And I guess she hasn't seen him in like 3 years.
She's hot.
Yeah, I guess he was
Florida Phil's girl's hot.
Yes.
What?
Nothing.
I'm just saying.
No, yeah, she's a nice person.
I guess they were working with the Tarpons to do like a big surprise reunion thing.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Yeah, so that ended up being really cool.
Oh, they were going to do, they haven't seen the son.
3-4 years?
The son and the mom haven't seen each other for 3 years because he's been out on assignment, doing Army stuff.
Yeah.
And they were going to have her down at like first base or something.
And I think it's her birthday too.
He was going to have him. Yeah, they were going to have him down at first base, and she was going to blindfold her. And then like walk her down first base and then unblindfold him and her son that she hadn't seen for 3 years was going to be there.
Catching the first pitch.
Yeah, which wasn't going to hopefully outweigh the promotion of the first pitch. Which probably the first pitch would have been great if we would have had a real catcher there.
What?
I mean, Dan dropped the ball.
He dropped both of them?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
the second one.
Dan, the first pitch, not the second one, the first one.
Yes.
Which, had there been a game, we'd only had gotten one.
Right.
And had we had a game, we probably would have got a bullpen. You know, there would have been at least Seth would have had a guy on the roster catching for him, which probably would have caught a little better than you.
Oh, absolutely. A guy does it for a living versus a guy that hasn't caught a baseball in 10 years with a glove that he owned for 48 hours.
You just practiced all Friday.
I practiced stopping the ball. I didn't practice catching the ball. I practiced not letting it hit me in the balls. That was my goal. Don't get hit in the face. Don't get hit in the balls.
Who practices like that?
That was I was practicing. Seth was practicing.
You weren't asking Seth just to throw it in a general area. You're asking him to pinpoint it down to your glove. So you're saying that you weren't even using your glove as a glove when you practiced on Friday?
I was using it as like a backboard.
I mean, it was a youth glove.
It was a youth glove that was not broken in. And in retrospect, when I was catching with Seth, it bounced off that glove multiple times. I mean, it just bounced right off it like it was a
just like the first pitch.
Did you pick
just like the first pitch?
Did you pick the glove out, or did they pick the glove out?
It was the only nice new glove they had there, because the rest of them were all nice and worn in, and probably would have been so much easier to catch with.
But had dirty people touching it.
No, it wasn't that. It was also brands I didn't recognize and sizes I didn't like.
It might have been cost too.
Well,
the other ones were $48.50, but they knew they had a sucker on the line, so they got you for a brand new youth kid with 100 Willie. I'm just saying.
Well, I rectified all that, so I got an all-star pro elite coming, so I can catch anything thrown within 100 feet of me.
But Dan, can I ask another question?
Yes.
Like, what does it matter? You'll never have. I mean, I don't think that you'll ever have that application again.
Contraire. First of all, Seth will throw the next pitch at a real game. We'll do it in September.
Now hold on.
He'll be throwing 80-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Shut up. Thank you. Shut up. I said whoa, and you didn't. You don't heed to my shut ups. So can you please heed to my shut ups?
Yes.
Who are you to say he's going to do? I didn't.
I thought you said that.
I didn't know that you were in charge of the Bubba Radio Network and assigned who gets to throw the next pitch. And I also didn't know that you were in charge of all pitching promotions for the Tarpons. Wow. Did you get 2 new jobs over the weekend that I wasn't familiar with?
I thought you just said earlier in the show that we were going to try this again in September.
Did I?
I thought that meant try him pitching, throwing a real first pitch in a game and the whole 9 yards. I misunderstood.
We might have waited. I mean, I don't know that Seth wants to throw the first pitch. We have to go through that whole thing, especially if it requires the extensive training he had to do on Friday that he hated.
Actually, it was nice throwing the ball back and forth.
I mean, that's what you're saying. That's not what he's saying privately.
Seth, are you sore?
Privately, if he was to be intellectually honest, he said it sucked. He said, "My God, I'm sore. It took a long time. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to call the guy out. I'm not trying to make him mad at me or nothing like that. But I mean, I'm being intellectually honest. I think the first pitch was far more important to you than him.
Well,
I'm just saying. I think you're living vicariously, Dan, through his first pitch. No, in my opinion.
I was trying to make the show look good. That's all I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to live vicariously.
That was what Dan said. It was going to be bad for the show if I had a sissy pitch. So.
Well, unfortunately, Seth, you did a good job, except Dr. Dan couldn't catch the ball.
Hold on. So the person that's most worried about putting on a good show and not messing up, that guy?
I wanted supposed to be part of the equation.
That guy? I know, but you took it upon yourself to be part of the equation. You infused yourself to be the official person that practiced and trained Seth. So in doing that, when you're asked to be the person that has to catch the ball at said event, one would think that you just are less than 18 hours removed from having practiced this said exercise, and you would have been able to nail it, buddy. Like, I'm just saying, you choked. And do we have? And let me. I'm sure we have all kinds of video of it. Rhett's just putting it together.
Yeah. So Seth, where's the video of you throwing pops to me?
I got it. I'm sending it to Gary to put together. And
Look, Dan,
so the other videos will come out
how many catches you made on Friday is insignificant to how your lack of catching on Saturday. That'd be like a guy, Lummy, he struck out in the bottom of the ninth, and he was like, man, during batting practice, I was hitting bombs.
I was hitting bombs out there.
Yeah. I was hitting bombs, but when the team needed me to hit, I struck out like a jobber. Dan, I'm not mad at you. We're
I
just
know you're not mad.
razzing you a
I
little
know,
bit. I mean,
I
I
know.
thought for sure you would never drop that ball.
Well, I didn't know that
Wasn't-
I was using a tiny frying pan for a glove.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah, Steve from Toronto, Bubba. How are you today?
Good. I'm doing great. Thank you, Toronto.
Trying to listen on the app or on your HQ there. You guys are talking 40 miles an hour, and I can't get it any different way.
Man, I wish I could hear that.
Settings. You might have playback accelerated, like 1.5.
Try and
let's
I
try
thought so too, but I can't find it anywhere.
try and clear your cache or close
I
the
shut
site.
it down.
You shut it down and started it again.
Yeah, like 4 times, and you guys are talking like 40 miles an hour.
Is there a playback speed button?
I don't see one. I've looked everywhere.
I need somebody
Never
else.
happened before.
You got YouTube?
Trusty, $10.
813-90 Bubba. I need anybody. Well, here I got the feed right here.
I was
Hold
gonna
on.
say, yeah.
Stand by. Hold on, sir. We're
checking back here,
I can
too.
almost be customer service for you, okay, buddy? Hold on here.
Well, I appreciate it.
Hold on. Let me keep you on the line. Don't forget to go to the YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok and sign up and follow us. All of it's at the Bubba Army because there's some bonuses from the employees that are relying on this. Let me see. I'm trying to find. Here we go. Let me turn this up real fast. Let me see here. Thank you. Like first base. Oh. Or something.
I think it's her birthday too.
Sir,
I
he
think
was
it's-
going to have him. Yeah, they were going to have him down at first base, and she was going to blindfold her. So, sir, listen. Through my ingenious customer service skills, I went and just listened to the feed on Bubba Army HQ, and it's perfect. I just played it. So there's something. There's something in your settings that are making it. It's your end, not us. Now I know you didn't want to hear that, but you're going to have to navigate. You're going to have to. Yeah.
No. It's fine that you're telling me that. It just started out of the blue. Just changed from normal talking to 40 miles an hour, and nothing was changed or touched. But
the show might actually sound better at 40 mile an hour plus. I'm just saying.
Have you paid your bill, sir?
Listen, I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing, but you're going to have to find it on your end, bud, because it's not on our end.
I'll figure it out, guys.
And if you can't, and if not, switch over to YouTube, and watch us that way if you want.
Or we can talk real slowly.
Oh, thank you.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me put these back on hold.
Sorry.
We got calls.
Oh, we got. I mean, if I left the phones unbusied, we'd have calls all the time.
Let's talk.
I like when we take calls.
Yeah, let's talk to the people.
Yeah,
today.
so people can
throw the show off.
Screw with me.
Yeah.
Tell us the app doesn't work.
813-90 Bubba. I'm not going to be that guy that takes a bunch of calls, but if you'd like to call, and you're not just like Pedro the pool guy that's calling in, I'd like, you're somebody that actually has some type of topic or something or an issue.
When does anybody ever have a topic or issue? They all
I don't want.
They all just want to hear themselves talk.
I don't want to get check-ins. Hey, it's Fred checking in from Indy. Hey, it's Ron checking in from Utah. Hey, it's Las Vegas Mario checking in. Like, have some type of substance that you'd like to ask me in some way, shape, or form.
Is complaining they haven't gotten their Fat Man dunks worth calling for? Or no,
because that's not a problem, because the Merch Crick has everybody tracked. Everybody's gotten them. Any issues have already been remedied. You forget, man. She really, really does a good job on all that. Nobody didn't get their Fat Man dunks. Everybody got their Fat Man dunks.
I didn't mean to question her job. I just,
But she did.
Well, just people like to get mad that they order something and then it doesn't show up the next day.
I think you couldn't be further off base in the fact that we have the best merchandise we've ever had.
Oh, no,
I mean,
yeah.
she takes it personal.
She does. I agree.
There's another part of our business you could have probably opened up. Not our merch, please. Hello. Yeah, you know what? You should. Anybody who's calling in about the podcast, not be willy-nilly, not knowing what time it's going to get released today, call in. We'll get real heat with Seth. Getting really anxiety. I'll be puking by noon. Hello.
Hello.
Now,
Did he
Seth,
figure out-
this is all you
Did he
guys.
figure out
and
how
I'm gonna
to do the playback?
What?
Did he figure out how to do the playback?
Did
I?
The Toronto kid, the Toronto guy?
No, he said he'll work on
Yeah.
it some more. We couldn't help him.
All you got to do is hit the settings button and do playback to normal.
Oh, there you go.
Where's the settings button within Bubba Army HQ?
If you click on the video on the top right, it pops up. There's like a gear button. Just do playback, normal.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. So, Bubba Army HQ, everything's being played back at 40 times the speed of sound.
Even the live show.
Go to the top of the upper right. You'll see a gear button. There's a settings. Then within there, go to playback. You got yours on 40X right now. Let me. This gives me nobody's calling. Boom. Let's not open up the can of worms. And we're talking to people today. It's gonna. You know how many things we have to talk about. I got the AOC, the Ana Luna Polina. I got the. I haven't been through our Twitter in a couple days. There's some good stuff on that. I want to throw out whether I've committed, you've committed, Seth is committed, and Rhett has committed to us all coming in on Thursday night and doing the presidential debate live watch party. I'm going to also invite Dan and Brian if they'd like to attend. It is going to make for a tough Friday morning because it's 9 to 10:30.
Yes.
So it's going to make for a tough Friday morning, but I think that it's something that we could really get a good pop on and get good numbers on. So, Dan, I don't know if you can attend that or not, which I certainly understand if you cannot because you have 3 jobs, maybe 4.
I should know by tomorrow.
So you'll know by tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
All right, fantastic. And also, let me, again, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, and YouTube, especially YouTube. Rhett's like 75 people. Rhett, what are you? Did you gain a few from that little shout out right there? Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to it. It costs nothing. Subscribe and get a notification. Did you get a couple?
Yes, we did. We're 90 away now.
90.
Yeah. So 7 people.
You were what? 97.
97,
away.
yeah.
Now you're 90.
Nice.
We're going to get there. Thank you.
I'll give you till 3.
I appreciate it.
I'll give you till 3 because I don't have to have my email in to my payroll rep until she likes it by 3, but if I got it to her at 3:30, she'd be fine with it. So
thank you.
Please go to our YouTube channel, to our Instagram channel, to our TikTok channel, and follow us, please, at the Bubba Army.
Holy shit, a lot of people have worked here. Glad we built BubbaArmyHQ.com for all the PTSD memories.
Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Resell that glove back.
Oh, man. Well,
this guy got dicks though.
why?
Should have told you it was a that was a new glove. Morning, Double R Gaming. What's up, FJ Bar 75? Handle.
That's why I got coming.
Handle pig, what?
Your iPhone. Yeah, I just sent it. What I got coming.
These are the Americans. Get out of the way. This is the illegal immigrants country. What do you guys think you're doing? This country's for illegal immigrants. You guys are dirty Americans. Get out of the way.
Mitch, good morning. What's up, Camp Scott? Jay Bull. Yeah. I think it's the standard size for adults. No one's got 38.
No,
It sells 30. They sell 34.
But again, he can't cut. I'm saying, yeah. The majority is 30, 34. 35 is rare, but yeah.
I don't know. There's a Panda little pig. I'm good.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
Facebook is down. The site itself is just being weird. It's not allowing us to log in or authenticate, so I'm not sure what happened. So, I mean, we're trying, but worst case scenario, we're going to be without Facebook.
Okay, you see, here's our Facebook. Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just figure it out later today.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, because normally all we got to do is just re-authenticate, sign in.
Something happened this weekend where it knocked us, like, Venmo's the same way. Venmo's being a dick.
I think we're in fine standing, but I don't know why technically it's not letting us get on right now.
Okay.
But we'll figure it out.
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to let you know.
Seth, check. Oh, he's not in here. What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTubers?
What's up, bitch? You good, bossy? Taco for 35 months and eat a hog that was 67 months.
Jeez, you okay?
You got Bubba live now. If you go through withdrawals later,
Easy fix.
get your fix at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to the BRN.
By the way, Rhett, thank you for your rock show on Friday. A lot of people commented how much they appreciated that. That spontaneous. Is it Rumble based?
Yeah, Rumble exclusive, because I mean we're gonna get copyright out the ass anywhere else.
So you just go on Rumble and you just kind of have like your own Rhett 199.
Yeah, it's like a Rhett 197.
Perfect, love it. Thank you. Rhett did
Thank
this.
you.
Rhett did that this past Friday. That's exclusive to our Rumble page, which is of course at the Bubba Army. I don't know what AOC. Like, I think I feel as if she's kind of desperate, and that I don't know what the polls are saying, because she's up for re-election in this November. I think she's up for re-election this November. I think. Maybe you guys can check.
She's in a very heavily Democratic district, so unless she loses a primary, she wins no matter what.
So, well, I don't know. I think she has a formidable Republican candidate, and that area now doesn't have the blue stranglehold that you just go ahead and wing in the Democratic nominee. Like, I think that Manhattan. I think she's from the Bronx.
Bronx and Queens.
The Bronx and Queens.
She won it by 70% of the vote in 2022.
But I think that she's got like this real block rocking, heavy New York Queens accent. It's either Spanish or white woman that's running against her that's been trending pretty well just based on the, Trump getting screwed with in New York. A lot of people, a lot of New Yorkers are mad about that. Now, there's a lot that are happy. A lot. Mm-hmm. There's a lot that are happy. But, when he had that rally in her area, when Trump had a rally in her area, they're saying he did, 15, 20,000 people.
Which was unheard of. No one thought he could even try something like that, and it turned out to be a huge success for him.
And prior to him doing his, he was going to, have court that day, and it was Memorial Day weekend, so I think they got off on Friday. So Thursday after court, he had announced that he was going to do like a Queens Bronx kind of, get together, like a big kind of an outdoor inside of a park festival. Campaign deal. Well, the week before, she did some type of deal at some bingo hall, Lummy, and there was literally like 80 people that showed up.
She sucks.
So Lummy, maybe you can send me.
It's tough comparing someone like her to someone who was the president and is running again, about their crowds.
No, it's probably not. It's probably not fair. But at the Trump rally, I think the candidate that's going against her did a little interview, and
I think it's a guy. I think it's Marty Dolan.
Marty Dolan might be the Democratic opponent in the primary, but I thought that the Republican. I was talking about her Republican opponent. Now I don't know that House seat has ever been read, or the last time that AOC seat, whatever district of New York that may be, when the last time that seat was, if it's even ever been read. But needless to say, it's a very blue district. She won by 70% last time, but I don't know, Lummy, if there's any statistics that she's trailing behind, or that the girl, the real New Yorker, Bronx, Queens sounding white chick, even has a chance. But I did see some sound bites from that girl, and her opponent. She's like a 50-year-old, kind of like mobster's wife kind of deal.
Oh.
And see if you can find her.
Okay.
Or not. Here's AOC. Now, I don't know what kind of message she's spewing here, but I think she's freaking out a little bit because maybe she's not doing as well. I've not seen any early data on how she's stacking up against her competition, but I would love to see her ousted. She irritates me.
I know, but she's a superstar in her world.
Well, of course.
What's up, everybody? We are just a few.
You mean in this woke? And if you represent Bronx and the Queens, you would think that that's not real woke. Like, that's kind of more, maybe democratic, liberal, but yet ethnic and kind of hardcore. Not carried out snowflake. One would think that area would be more hardcore, and she's the last thing in the world that they would want representing her. But hey, I could be wrong.
What's up, everybody? We are just a few days out till the election day, our primary election on Tuesday, June 25th. But
that's tomorrow.
Good news is that the polls are open right now, and we are here for our brother, Jamal Bowman.
Oh, stop
you
clapping.
Turn out the vote?
Now, who's Jamal
Bowman?
Yeah.
Her brother.
Oh, okay.
No, not Iraq.
He's a congressman, too.
He's a congressman.
He's the one that pulled the fire alarm.
The old teacher, the old principal?
Yeah.
Former principal, pulled the fire alarm, denied doing it because he's got no intellectual honesty, but
caught on camera.
Caught on camera doing it.
But it wasn't me.
They slapped his wrist. They didn't do anything.
And we are here.
Stopping an official proceeding. He was actually attempting to stop an official proceeding. The same charges that threw some of these January 6 people in jail for 10, 15 years. He was attempting to obstruct an official proceeding by pulling a fire alarm to empty out the Congress. He actually is guilty of it, had clear guilty conscience and knows about prank fire alarms being a high school principal.
Yeah, one would say that because they really drilled us, man, all through when you entered into the school system, kindergarten or first. A lot of places are different. Kindergartens were sometimes on their own little entity, but in my world, our school systems were K through 6, 7 and 8 middle school, 9, 10, 11, and 12, high school. And every step of the way, from the day you walked in that school, you had fire alarm, you had fire drills, you had tornado drills. And
Fallout.
Now they're having school shooter drills.
We used to have Fallout drills, remember?
Yeah.
As really as young?
And then
hide under your desk with your hand behind your neck?
Right. We had all kinds of drills. But the one thing that they instilled into you is if you hit a fire alarm erroneously as a prank or just, to do it, and there is no fire, obviously no fire, that would be almost like the death penalty.
Yep.
Like they would be like, you will be kicked out of school.
Mm-hmm.
You will be like...
Could go to jail, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, yeah.
It was this big and fearful thing. I am afraid of fire alarms because of that. We were so indoctrinated. Do not touch that unless there's a fire. And plus, I think I always thought that if you pull it, it's like some kind of ink comes on your hand or something like that kind of marks you.
No, but they were going to take you to jail and you were going to get kicked out of school.
Yep.
And so anytime you were near a fire alarm, man, you wouldn't even goof around with your boys. You'd be like, see that fire alarm?
Mm-mm.
The one thing that they were very, very consistent about K through 12 was not pulling a fire alarm.
Yep.
That's the worst. And if you did, man, you were going to get your ass whipped at home. You were going to get thrown out of school. They were going to, it's just like it was the worst. And this guy pulled a fire alarm?
Yes.
During an official proceeding in the Capitol building?
Right to stop it, right before one, yep. And they didn't do anything. They barely did anything to him.
Now, hold on. It wasn't to stop the January 6th insurrection?
No, it was to stop a vote later on. It happened about a year ago, 9 months ago.
I did not know that.
Yes. It was a big controversy, but, he was a Democrat. No one did anything about it.
All right, that the polls are open right now, and we are here for our brother, Jamal Bowman.
He looks
we
like a
want to
congressman.
turn out the vote. I don't care if you live in New York 16 and are turning out to vote for him. I don't care if you live outside New York 16. We are texting our friends. We are turning out. We are calling our friends in Tuckahoe, in White Plains, in New Rochelle, in Yonkers, and telling them to vote for Jamal Bowman.
Ceasefire now, y'all. That's what we're doing. Ceasefire now. Let's get it popping.
What?
The polls are open today. The polls are open tomorrow. Make sure you get out to vote. Election day is Tuesday. Let's go. We need record turnout all across the district, especially in Yonkers, Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, Co-op City, and Edenwald. Let's get it popping. Let's change the world. It's the many versus the money. We're going to win. Let's go, baby.
We're going to win. We're going to take on AIPAC, and we're going to kick some Wall Street ass. So let's go.
Stop the bombs.
Oh, my God. Oh, no. This is when people say cringe, isn't it?
Yes.
This guy is...
No, for real.
This ceasefire?
Yeah.
Where?
We're stopping the bombs.
I think it's ceasefire. I think it's in Gaza.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. He to stop the bombs and cease fire.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, like this guy could do it.
So are the people sitting in front of the airports blocking traffic. They're gonna do it too.
Right. Like all you people that protest, you're like, what are you gonna do? Nobody is going to use your protest or your word to do anything.
I don't know what you're talking about. These people are heroes.
Oh yeah.
But this guy is not calling for stopping any of the civil wars in Africa where literally hundreds of thousands of people are dying.
This guy
all the
isn't
time,
even
all year
calling
long.
for, hold on. This guy is not even calling for, let's fundamentally get New York City back into the New Yorkers' hands by not allowing all these immigrants to take over the Roosevelt Hotel and get free money.
Ceasefire.
No, none of that. None of that. We want to say he wants to worry about getting himself infused into the Israel, Hamas, Gaza, Palestinian conflict.
That's what a lot of people are.
And like it's like, what's that? Let me.
Well, that's what a lot of people are upset with AOC because she doesn't care about her district. She's only caring about Palestine, and these people are kind of fed up with AOC.
Right?
Was it Amazon that had a huge hub they were about to build in her district, which represented 10,000, 20,000 jobs, a lot of money to a district, would have really, really helped things, and she submarined the whole project.
Yeah, she blocked it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wish I could find her candidate.
I keep trying to find who you're talking about. I can't find a female.
Can you put Republican?
Yeah, I've done that.
Opposite. AOC's Republican opponent. Because she's like this block-rocking, kind of New York City-sounding white chick whose husband, Salvador, might own like a dry cleaners on the corner. She's like real New Yorker. That I think more people in Queens and the Bronx could potentially identify with. That this bitch is wanting to get, things cleaned back up in her district and isn't worried about what's happening in Palestine or the Gaza Strip or Israel or to stop the bombs and cease fire. I think she just wants to make her district better. God, I can't ever imagine turning down an Amazon, distribution plant.
How dumb do you have to be a representative or to be anything in New York to think that anybody in the Middle East cares about anything you say? There's absolutely nothing that you can do.
Nothing. There's nothing you can do, and you're stupid enough to think that you can potentially do something, and that secondly, people care. People don't care about that. People care about what's happening. And people care about how they used to walk outside their apartment in Queens and it just be a nice little sidewalk. Now there's 14 homeless tents that are right outside of it. That's what people care about. That's what people care about is that, now the city is overrun with immigrants and homeless people. And that, how many times, Lummy, have we seen video where flash mobs roll into a New York City a business and grab, they run into a New York City guy's, deli and grab all, the monsters and just, the Black and Milds and
pastrami.
Yeah. And walk out, and there's nobody doing. And let's not forget, we got Alvin Bragg, and who's the president? I'm sorry, the mayor.
Oh, is it Eric Adams?
Is it Eric Adams? Yeah, and Eric Adams, he wants to blame. Remember in Lummy, he was wanting to blame everything on slavery.
Yes, he was.
He was wanting to say the reason why all this is happening is because of slavery.
Yep.
I sent you the chick running it. Looks like Tina Forte.
Yeah, let's see if she even has a chance. AOC, it's going to take a miracle to knock this bitch off.
She's great for Democrats because she is so visible and so vocal and so popular, and she is kind of cute, and people do listen to her, and she has a huge following. Some people may not agree with what she says, but she's definitely a powerful voice. Some people say she'll be a president.
Who?
AOC.
So that shows you how bad our country is.
Well, they also said Avenatti was going to be president. It was just...
Is there any video?
I'm looking for video now.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the girl. The girl that I saw had kind of dark hair and maybe like an arm tattoo. I think, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Tina Forte, she stops radical socialists from destroying the American dream. Yeah, okay, I'm good for that. Meet Tina. Crime and security. She's got an opinion on that. The criminal justice system, health care, immigration, jobs, school choice, veteran affairs. Looks like she's pretty much got it all down, what the issues are. I would have to sit here and read through her stance on all those issues. But I'll tell you one thing, it's refreshing to see a candidate that wants to address these issues. You don't see anything here about the Palestinian-Israel conflict, do you?
No, I do not.
She doesn't think that this woman knows her role, and if she wants to represent you as a Congress lady, you Bronx and you Queens people, she wants to work on crime and security, criminal justice, health care, immigration, jobs, school choice, veteran affairs. That seems like stuff the community might really need, right?
You think?
Not what your stance on cease bombing, stop the bomb, cease fire. You know what?
I guess that's what New York wants. If they vote him in, then they really feel like this guy can bring a ceasefire to the Middle East, or lead the cause. That's up to them. Whoever the representatives are in Brooklyn and all that, they can figure. We got enough things to worry about down here.
Now Anna Polona Luna is like the opposite of AOC, but she's cuter.
She just had a kid, and now here's the thing. I'm going to go to words, and I'll come back with Anna Luna Polina. I don't know that what she's saying necessarily would be a scuttlebutt on Capitol Hill or the Senate. Because I think for what she's alleging, and we're going to come back with it next, Ana Luna Polina is saying that the buzz on Capitol Hill amongst congressmen and women and amongst senators is that they're going to do a Biden switcheroo. But, man.
I told you that 6 months ago.
I understand, but why would you even let him go to the debate if you're going to do that?
That's the whole test.
That's going to be his sacrifice. He's going to flub the debate so badly that they're going to say there's no alternative but to replace him with Gavin Newsom.
So they're going to use his performance at the debate as a litmus test as to, one, how sharp he is, two, how sharp he's not, and three, as a way or an excuse to get rid of him.
They're using him as chum to stir up the sharks. They're going to throw him in the water and let the sharks eat him alive.
But
They've been doing that for 4 months now.
But I'm telling you right now, there's only
4 months left to vote.
There's only three people that can make that decision. And that decision's not made, or there's not a rumor on Capitol Hill because anybody would know it. But, Barack Obama runs the party. He runs the party. Clinton to an extent, but Clinton's a little bit timed out.
Yeah, but Hillary.
But
Hillary's got no power like Obama.
All right. Well, but I think Barack Obama
is the most powerful guy in the party.
I think Barack Obama is the most powerful guy in the party.
I agree.
He is by far the sharpest.
Mm-hmm.
By far.
He's still sharp.
Yeah, by far.
Slick.
He's by far the best communicator.
Amazing communicator.
And by far, I'm thinking that's where they lean on. And let's not forget, he was a two-time, president.
Right, and destroyed his opponents.
And it destroyed his opponents and is a two-timer. And so that's the guy that's most closest to the office that we should be listening to that did it correctly. Now, I mean, you can agree with his politics or not, but he was a two-time reelected,
very effective politician.
Exactly.
Very effective.
So that's the guy. I think, in my opinion, that's the guy that makes the decision. Barack Obama makes the decision. Man, I'm watching on TV. Wasn't or whoever, Rhett, Seth, who all you hockey guys. Weren't the Panthers up 3-0?
Yeah, that was 3-3.
Yeah. They were up 3-0.
Tonight's the night.
And the Oilers came back and have won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Two of which were in Florida, I think, or it was one in Florida.
Tonight's is in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Game 7's in Florida.
They won one in Florida.
They won one in Florida and two at home. How many teams in the NHL?
One.
Maple Leafs in 45, I think.
Back in 45.
Yeah.
It's been 80 years almost
since somebody's come back from 03.
When's the last time a Canadian team won it?
No, when is the last time?
I got to look that up.
I sure as hell don't. I did not care about this series when it started, but man, I hope Edmonton pulls it off tonight.
Me too.
Me too, because I'm tired of the Panthers.
Yeah, I just don't want to see them win.
They got two of our guys, don't they?
We gave him Verhaeghe. I mean, they let him go because they couldn't pay him.
93 was the last time a Canadian team won.
Well, what really sucks, though, is that Corey Perry is on the Oilers now. And
That's
he's
our
on
guy
a terrible
too,
streak. I think he's played the last 5 years in the Stanley Cup final and lost.
He was with us for 3 of those, wasn't he?
One or two of them.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to get with the Ana Poluna. She's on Jesse Waters, Lummy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that she knows anything, but it's her opportunity. Listen, all these senators and especially the senators are a little more upper crust.
They're supposed to be. They're supposed to be older, more mature. They represent more of the state at large.
You don't see them, and they have an every 6-year reelection, so they're not constantly on the hot tin roof. Whereas congressmen and women, they only have a 2-year term, so they're constantly campaigning. They're constantly campaigning.
Congress members are supposed to be more like us, whereas the senators are supposed to be more of the elite.
Yeah, well, anyway, when you're a congressperson, you want to be on every house, every committee. You want to be on
power.
So because it's also a way to get your sound bite out and for people to, if you say outrageous things and what have you. And I got to think the largest stage for a Republican a Republican politician and or candidate is Fox News. So if you can make an appearance on the Jesse Waters show because you've come up with some nonsense, then I think you do it. And this is a way for, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, a lot of politics is a popularity contest. People go to the polls and be like, man, I've heard of this Ana Luna Polina. She's the incumbent. I never heard of this other dude. I'll just go ahead and vote for. I mean, a lot of it's that.
She probably will have 4 or 5 terms if she wants. I think she's got that kind of popularity.
Ugh.
I know,
especially in Pinellas.
Yeah,
she skyrocketed. She did what AOC did 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're gonna hear from her next.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com
right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
No.
Okay.
No, we're gonna do it from here because I got too many stories to blow.
Oh,
through.
yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Yes. On days that we don't have stories, I can.
Yeah, no, you're right. I remember.
Oh, no, found it. Yours. Thank you so much.
How'd I like to be sitting by this bitch at the ball game?
30 ball bag, 30 months.
Up top, see her?
I love a good rainbow, man.
Oh, God.
Huh?
Yeah.
What up, Bluey again?
Maybe you sure I got the date wrong. 42, not 45. Didn't see the Maple Leafs. Thanks, buddy. What's up, you go, Steve?
They couldn't run Obama as VP because he has to be eligible to be president. He's not.
Well, I mean, is Ashley not up yet?
No, I'm kind of surprised.
Ah, damn.
Wait.
We need that information.
No, it is.
Thanks for breaking her off 5 teeth.
Fish on the J. Saw him Saturday.
You got it started. She walked out with 70.
That, you know, a lot of people realize that Joe Biden's likely not going to be the a lot.
What up, Fred? I saw, man. I'm surprised that the Fever lost that game. I think their fucking coach sucks. They said she didn't drop one fucking play for Caitlin Clark.
Just to pass the ball in.
And why do you get your big guy shooting top of the fucking key?
Turkish nerd.
I don't know, man. Her team they showed her whole team fucking dropping passes and shit. I mean, it's just. But if Chicago and Indiana is going to be a rivalry, then, you know.
I'll tell you one thing. It was a great game.
Yeah, no, I mean, they were. I think Indiana was up like 11 or 12.
15 at one time.
Yeah.
15.
You're the man, Felix. Great to finally meet you, buddy. You too, redneck. DDP for life. Bubba Nash, what it do?
Oh, Red is.
They said this. They said her coach didn't drop any plays in the last 3 minutes for her.
86 away. Red's 86.
Man, it'd be great if Indiana was got the #1 pick again. They could get fucking Paige Beckers. What up, Mitch? Hell yeah, Puff Adder.
That's how his wife.
Thanks, Bubba's Cankle. Same to you, man. I appreciate it.
I think the rumor is for Brendan the Quad is that the Iowa coach is going to be the
Wayne, are you fucking slow, man?
the new coach.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, my daughter's fucking sick, so I walk around asking for money at our events.
The fuck is Bella going crazy?
What's up, Permagrom?
Dan must be outside.
Bubba the Love Sponge. Missed part of the show? We got you covered at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to Bubba Live Worldwide.
Rhett is 86 people away from his bonus on YouTube. Rhett gets a direct bonus based on if we hit, what will it be, 115,000? We're at 114,914.
He's going to get it at 3:45 today.
Hopefully he gets it way sooner than that. Hopefully he gets it by the end of the show. You know there's 86 people listening to me in some way, shape, or form, like on Rumble or X or wherever, that are not following us on Facebook. Our Facebook is at the Bubba Army. And you just go there and follow us. Just hit the subscription button. It doesn't cost anything. Subscription and notification. It doesn't cost anything. You just put your information in there, and they'll give you a notification when we come up with something live. Dan, were you on the side of the building earlier? Because Bella was going absolutely coming unglued.
No, I went to the front to get the protein shake. Seth, did you go outside in the bathroom?
Oh, hold on. There was a delivery.
Is that what it was? The delivery guy?
She goes crazy. We don't. You know what? The delivery persons wouldn't even have to tell you that they're here. You just hear her come on. She goes unglued.
Yeah.
Did you hear, Lummy? She bit Tuttle.
I know.
Yeah. If I was a dog, I'd bite him too.
She bit him because I told him like she's never bit anybody, because she's always around me or the merch crick, and I told Tuttle to go upstairs, and I didn't know that the merch crick was down in the engineering printing the all the dirt on the pictures that we were going to use on Saturday. So she was, because our big printer's down here. So she was down. She was up in her merchandise area earlier. That's where I thought she was. And so after the show, I told Tuttle, go up there and get one of those, those kind of Brian Petroni inspired button down formal looking Bubba Army shirts, thinking that the merch crick's upstairs. Well, he goes up there, and it's just, and he startles her, and he looks scary, and I guess earlier when I guess Merch Crick was listening to the show, and she was like, who's that? Who's like, because Tuttle sounds, if you're a dog, Tuttle probably even sounds more scary. Hey Bella. Well, Bella, he kind of rolled up on her, startled her, and she bit him. And so
how bad?
No, not that. Didn't even break the skin.
Like leg or arm?
No, hand. But just kind of soft mouthed him. Like she didn't break the skin, but she did put his hand in her mouth. But she didn't bite down. She just kind of let him know, I got a lot more of that coming from if you don't get out of here. And he ran. He left. But then I come downstairs and he's like, I just want to let you know your dog bit me. I'm going to be calling Morgan & Morgan because they say dog bite. And I go, don't start with it, okay? Are you hurt? And he's, not physically, but emotionally. Yes. I'm afraid of that dog now. And I go, Okay, well, whatever.
Stay out of my house.
Yeah, don't go up there and startle her and then Merch Crick was all traumatized, like, oh my God, she bit somebody. She's never bit anybody. And I'm like, Merch Crick, that's a good thing that she bit a stranger.
Right, exactly. You don't want her to lick a stranger that's breaking into your offices.
Merch Crick's trying to snowflake the dog out, and I'm like, no, I kept saying, good girl, yeah, go bite him. You know, like I was saying that to her, and Merch Crick's like, that's horrible that she actually bit somebody. I go, no, she was defending her area, and had you been here or I been here, she wouldn't have done anything. But since he rolled up there, and she was all by herself, and he's a stranger, he needs to get bit if you got a kick-ass dog.
Right, that'll learn him.
Maybe that's fundamentally a different way us men want to raise our dogs than Now, Seth, and the dogs that you've had, would they bite a stranger?
No.
Oh. They'd just, be like super cool to them?
I don't have deadly attack dogs. I just have Cocker Spaniels.
Oh, okay.
By the way, that dog's so cute, Seth. Your dog,
thank you.
I saw the pictures of it. That's really cute.
Let me fish on the J25 on the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Lummy, are you a little concerned that here we are halfway through the show? You've texted your wife 1,000,000 times trying to get our Venmo our Venmo information, and she's not gotten back to you?
She did. Now, about 3 minutes ago, I was on texting back and forth with her.
Oh, now it doesn't work?
She's going to get it.
Oh, God, this seems like such a big ordeal.
I know.
Like, it's such a big ordeal. Like, I thought it would be far more simple.
Well, she doesn't have it like in her memory, so she has it saved.
All right, so you on it?
Yeah, I'm on it.
All right. Now, does this make Travis Kelce, like, if you were Travis Kelce's teammate, on the Chiefs, or even his brother, who he does by the way, I love their podcast. Like, do you clown your guy who happens to be dating the most famous, probably the most famous human being on the planet, and he's dating her, and they're doing well. They really are. They're really keeping it classy. Like, if this isn't a Kardashian, Pete Davidson type deal, like they're both upper crust. And they're doing a great job. And now Travis Kelce, during the offseason, is now appearing on stage at her concerts. Seth, how does that go? Do you razz them a little bit about it? Or do you say, wow, that's kind of cool that you're, able to do that?
How do you razz a guy who's on pace to be the greatest tight end ever, who's dating the biggest pop star in the world?
But you know how men are.
I guess, Bubba.
We ball bust a little bit.
I guess, but who's busting? How many guys on the team can bust balls with Travis Kelce? Chris Jones, Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't seem like that many guys. Andy Reid. Like, it doesn't seem like he's a rookie where 30, 40 guys are going to be able to chirp him.
True. Right, but there's probably 4 or 5 that could.
Mahomes. I could very well see them blowing up this picture of him in a top hat. Maybe they put it in the locker room.
Right. He looks like a clown.
Yeah.
And he's the biggest stud on the team, but he's Taylor Swift's like little boy toy. So he's kind of like a bitch to Taylor.
Well, in this scenario in the concert, other men are normally holding her up, so I don't blame Travis for being one of the guys that decided to hold her up during this.
All right, hold on.
You so pee-whipped is not funny.
Primetime Toys 25.
Go ahead. Well, one more time.
Primetime Toys 25. Cash App.
I'm just telling you, Seth. You're Travis Kelce. You're a stud. You're arguably one of the greatest tight ends ever to play the game. First time, first ballot Hall of Famer. 3-time Super Bowl champion. Can't you just be backstage in the green room hanging out, waiting for our old girl to get done?
He normally is. I sent you a video, Bubba. It was Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, Liam Hemsworth, Tom Cruise, Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce, that were all at her concert in London or something, and they were all in a box dancing together.
Yeah.
It was so wild.
Yeah. Well, now she's abroad. I don't think she's in America. I think she's abroad.
No, they were in London, and she met up with Prince William also. They came backstage.
Wow. You know that you are a mega star when you got, the royalty of London. Not you going to them, but them coming to you.
Oh, yeah.
Even when they met Michael Jackson, I think Michael Jackson had to go to them. I don't know how many people. I don't know how many times the Royals go to the star. Usually they make the star come to them. I think. I don't know. I'm not into the royal deal. So there's a high spot or a skit part of her concert where a guy in a tuxedo carries her. She's supposed to be like passed out or dead or something.
Yes.
Should be so lucky.
Here's what would suck is if you're watching this concert and you're at this place, you have to watch it from the Jumbotron because you can't really see what's going on the stage.
Right.
So you're really just regulated to watch it. Like you can't, from this angle right here, you really can't tell what's going on.
Well, I mean, these people are very far away.
Do you think he's
camera.
gonna start playing the tambourine for some of her songs, like Paul McCartney's girlfriend used to do?
No, I don't, Dan. Dan the stiff dick. He is.
Come on, dude. He's a clown. She's making him like a little clown.
Oh my. That's.
Man, I don't know.
It's silly, dude. It's silly. She's got to put on her like control top shorts so her belly doesn't hang out, and then do a silly skit with the top hat. It's stupid.
Dan, settle down with the control top, okay?
All right.
Stop.
Hide her C-section scar.
No, she hasn't had any children, Dan. Dan, is your starting point hate?
No, I used to like her. I can't stand her now. I'm so over. She's overexposure. It's disgusting, man. I'm over it.
Your starting point is hate. Remember?
No, I love her. I love her.
Remember last week when I was I gotta back you down a notch. You're just so.
I'm trying to be funny. Okay, well, I mean, you can go out as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce for Halloween this year with you and Birch Creek.
No, you know what? You're not bettering yourself by trying to be even more of a dick. You want me to start telling you what you and your wife need to dress up like?
I think you have, but that's okay.
No, you don't want me to go down that path right now. You don't want me to go. You don't want me to involve your wife in any way, shape, or form.
I'm not saying anything negative to you, Bubba. I'm not messing with you at all.
I blame this on Travis Kelce.
Remember you were the biggest Swiftie in the world?
I am a Swiftie.
For like the first 2 months they were together?
I am a Swiftie. I think that she's talented. I think she's cute. I think that there's no person, even if you don't like her, even if you don't like Taylor Swift, even if you don't like her music, don't like the people that like her, hate Swifties, think her music's stupid, that's not your deal. Maybe you're some guy like just classic rock or hard rock or alternative rock or whatever, but you're completely not a Swiftie, you're not into her music, you're not into her fans, you still cannot hate. And if you're going to be intellectually honest, you cannot criticize or have a bad opinion about how big of a megastar she is.
She's the biggest that there is. She's the biggest on earth right now. I 100% agree with you right now. She's the biggest star on earth.
And the other thing is you cannot find a chink in her armor how they handle her. She is so well handled and so well managed that I'll tell a story that Seth has told, and I hope I don't tell it wrong, and if I do, correct me, Seth. But Seth met her one time early on, way earlier in her career, although she still was one of the biggest stars on the planet. But it was about 10 years ago when you met her?
I met her in 15 at Ray J, and then I met her probably in 13 at Amalie Arena.
So I was right. It was about 9 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago. And Seth, as part of the radio station, met her. And it was a radio station. It was because of the radio. It wasn't because, Seth had, bought.
It was Phoebe. It was with the station Phoebe worked for.
Right. But it was via a radio station promotion, how you met her.
Yes.
And within 2 weeks, within 2 weeks, her management team had already had her signed a handwritten letter or an autographed picture.
She sent thank you cards to everybody that came to her backstage.
Yeah, by name.
Yeah,
by name.
Yeah, handwritten and everything.
Handwritten by name.
Yes.
Not just,
That's wonderful.
And so I'm just saying that's so detail oriented.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you've done at that point is you've now, and it's so promotionally brilliant because you
have a whole radio station rooting for you.
You got a whole radio. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Is you got the whole and then you even got the husband of the guy who doesn't even work at a radio station that likes you too.
But Bubba, she's genuinely nice. I mean, that's how she went from playing, the Strawberry Festival to, headlining stadiums overseas, is because you chip away like that. You be so, now she doesn't talk to radio people anymore because she's just that big, but you continue to make great songs.
But
you continue to meet all your fans. And
while she was grinding, she met stations.
Yeah,
she
for
did.
sure.
Oh, yeah. And I'm thinking, Seth, that maybe even earlier on than you, she actually probably even went to radio stations.
She did, but she would have things when she would release an album. I remember Phoebe went out there with Tim Clark because they flew out a bunch of radio stations to go interview her in Nashville about her album, and she went by to each radio station and did like 5-10 minutes. So.
Right, like a junket kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's always giving back no matter how big she is. I just think right now she's at the point where Travis Kelce met her because he couldn't get backstage initially,
right.
Remember? And talked about it.
Travis Kelce couldn't get backstage, but because he knew all the ushers and security personnel because they were playing at the Arrowhead Stadium, which is where they all know him. He doesn't have to show any ticket, but Taylor Swift's management did not allow him access to her area, so he gave a little note and his number to one of the ushers or one of the heads of security of Arrowhead Stadium. They got it to Taylor. She I think DM'd or texted him or something, communicated with him, but he couldn't even get close to her.
No, she doesn't do meet and greets before her shows anymore because of her voice.
Oh, you protect her voice?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you got to talk.
Yeah, I understand.
You're talking to 100 different radio people.
And she does like 2.5 hour long concerts too, right? Doesn't she do like an extensive concert?
Yeah, she does. She does.
She doesn't go up there like does like a Rihanna where she sings for 40 minutes and lip syncs.
She does she does 2-hour concerts or hour and 50. I don't know. If I'm Travis Kelce's brother, because he's always ball busting. Like, he doesn't care. How many times has he ball busted his brother about this?
I'm sure 1,000 times.
I don't know. He's riding I know Jason's retired, so he's just living it up. But it looks
Didn't
like
he unretire?
No. He said he never officially retired, but he did officially retire.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he's kind of enjoying it, riding the coattails. Like there's a footage of Jason Kelce wearing about 40 or 50 Taylor Swift like armbands and all that stuff, and his wife's laughing. So I think they're just enjoying, this life that they're living right now, and I don't blame them.
It says Taylor Swift's concerts are about 3 hours.
Yeah,
3 hours.
She puts on a big show, and it's a lot of work and a lot of effort. And so she's exhausted afterwards. And
that a lot of people
I'm
realize
just waiting for her
that
to do a haktua on Travis Kelce.
She probably haktu's Kelce way more than we would give her credit to.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably a freak. I mean, all the things that she's seen and done in her lifetime. Think about the,
I mean, she wasn't like hosting orgies on Brassers, Bubba.
I know. But
she went through Hollywood.
Sure.
Anyway, I'm just saying. I bet you she's a freak, which makes me even like her even more. So anyway, this is Ana Luna Polina. She represents this particular area, well, across the bridge, actually, in St. Pete, Clearwater. And she's a congressperson. She actually is who Kevin Hazlett was going, was
battling.
Was battling and had Kevin not got into the election nearly on the last day that you could, he was so far behind. He actually did quite well. I think he got beat by 8 or 9 points.
I think, yeah, around that.
But this is who won. Here's a couple things. What I don't like her is because she didn't even live in the district when she ran. They have this rule that a lot of people don't know about is that you can run for an office, and if you win, you have, is it 90 days, 60 days, 120 days? It's a certain 6 months. I don't know. There may be different areas have different lengths of time, but I think she had like 90 days, then you can run as the congressperson for the Clearwater, St. Pete, Largo area, Lummy. I think her district goes clear up to Palm Harbor.
Yeah, I think so. Tarpon Springs area.
You can live in that. You can be the you can win the election to be the congressperson for that area and not even live there the day of the election.
Didn't we talk to some family members who said she's crazy?
Oh yeah, we talked to her. I think it was her sister.
Her cousin, I think.
Thought it was like the uncle and the sister.
It was the uncle and the sister, and said this bitch is straight crazy. But so she wins, doesn't even live there. I think she was living in Fort Walton Beach at the time, Lummy.
That's where she was from.
It's where she was. She danced at that. I forget what the Garter Rose or something like that. Maybe that's the
Red Rose Inn.
Maybe Lummy, when we do our Fort Walton Beach gimmick, maybe we should do a little meet and greet at the Red Rose Inn.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, this is within our listening area in the Tampa Bay area. This woman represents quite a chunk of it. Anna Luna. I mean, we don't even know what her real name is because she's changed it. And remember, Lummy, there's controversy as to what her true service duty is and whether she was honorably discharged or dishonorably discharged, or then there was rumors that she worked at this strip joint but only as a waitress, and there's bylaws within the Eglin Air Force Base, or maybe the military in itself, is that you cannot work at establishment like that as a part-time job. And then there was just all kinds of stuff that was coming out, but she won. She and by the way, I think this is also kind of irresponsible. She got pregnant as soon as she won. She got pregnant, so she had a kid while in office, and I forget how much maternity time they give you, but I think it's quite a bit, and I think that's kind of irresponsible. I mean, if they give you a certain amount of vacation or sick days or whatever, that's one thing. But I think it's kind of not necessarily the coolest thing to have a kid while you're in office, and then they give you like an extra, I don't know,
12 weeks.
They give you 12 weeks that you should be 12 weeks that you should be representing the people that voted you in office. You're popping out a kid.
So, do you think it's unfair if a woman's resident, graduates medical school, does a residency, then has a baby during residency, and takes her 3 or 2 months off, and then the other people just have to carry her weight? Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, but this isn't a personal decision. You're as a resident doctor, you're only representing yourself. You're not representing 1.4 million people that live in Pinellas County.
But do you think it's fair to the other 5 residents who have to carry your weight because you just took maternity leave?
No, I don't.
Residency?
I don't either. I don't like that either. I think your seniority and whatever should be knocked down a notch. Anyway, let me get to the story.
That, a lot of people realize that Joe Biden's likely not going to be the nominee, which is, from what we're hearing on Capitol Hill.
Listen, I don't want anybody to think that I'm talking politics here.
Look at Jesse Waters' eyebrows when she says that.
I know. I don't want anybody to think that I'm sitting here talking politics, because we're going to talk about the debate today, and we're going to talk about a lot of different stuff, okay? And I'm sorry. You just cannot not talk about politics and be a pop cultural show.
Not this month.
If you can be sports, why do you think sports guys, and there's so many sports stations, because all you can talk about on sports stations for the most part is sports. And sports is not polarizing people.
It's great to talk about the Rays every single day.
Yeah. But, people can't get mad at you.
They do when you don't talk about sports, Bub. I found that out. Don't ever go off on some slight tangent. They'll call you.
That, a lot of people realize that Joe Biden's likely not going to be the nominee, which is, from what we're hearing on Capitol Hill, Jesse, Representative Kiley had reported that Kamala Harris actually eyeing a run for California governor because of it.
Right. That's the backup plan. So you are hearing also in D.C.
From where? Where are you hearing this?
That Joe Biden isn't going to be the Democrat nominee?
Correct. It appears that our colleagues are trying to put guardrails on a 2024 presidential election with President Trump, and also what you're seeing.
She got big ears.
is, according to our polling, you know, Jesse, as well as I do, that they've been trying to really paint Republicans as anti-woman, and they're trying to push an abortion crisis right now with the election. And I don't think that that's the case. A lot of the American people know that really this is a state rights decision. And so I think that they know that they're losing. It's very evident at this point.
All right, Congresswoman
Anna. She's got kind of that little.
Are you mad she beat Kevin?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's his biggest gripe.
I mean, if I was to be intellectually honest, yeah.
That's the only reason I hate her. But I think she's done very effectively at her job, and she's rising to the top. We see her on the news all the time, and I don't completely disagree with her politics. I mean, we've been saying for 6 months.
I don't disagree with her politics. I think she's pretty. I think she represents probably my opinion to a certain extent. But I just,
Yeah, we still resent her because she beat our friend.
Right.
But I think she's right, and I've been saying this for a year now, that there's no way Biden makes it to the finish line. They're going to sub in somebody else, and what they're trying to allude to is, why would Kamala Harris have an option or even access to being a governor of California? Because Gavin Newsom is going to be the Democrat candidate. That's the pull. That's the pull. And then they're going to take him, and they're going to pull someone else in with him, and they're going to give Kamala California as a governor.
Here's what it's going to be.
It's a scam, dude.
It's good. No. It's going to be an absolute shiz show. This next election, however it pans out, whoever the candidates are, I mean, the Democrats are saying your candidate is a felon. He's a felon. He is. You're voting for a felon. Mm-hmm. And the felon is saying, I don't even know who the hell I'm running against because Sleepy Joe is real sleepy, and I can't wait for the debate this Thursday night. Now, I'm going to let you know that we're going to, on Lummy, I'm thinking Thursday night will be on Rumble, YouTube, X, Facebook, Twitter,
everywhere.
Everywhere. Bubba Army HQ will be everywhere, and we're going to do a watch party. It was Seth's idea. And it's a great idea, and it's where we watch the debate and I'm going to invite Brian so we can have somebody to kind of, because we don't want that all day. Dan will just take control. Dan's very, very, very much staunchly a Trump supporter, and Babyface I don't necessarily think is a Biden supporter, but he certainly is the other side. We don't want to be, if we're going to do an intellectually honest watch party, we got to have both sides.
Of course. Balance.
Yeah, we got to have both sides. And they'll get into it. We can just let them get into it.
I'll get them fired up, Bubba, because I don't care at all. So
yeah, exactly.
Smart side and dumb side.
I'll get them fired up, Bubba, because I don't care at all. Seth will throw the steak in the middle and let them chew on the meat. Just, here you go, boys. And then let them chew on the meat.
That's my favorite thing to do with people that love politics.
Tonight, so Thursday night, it starts at 9. So let's say maybe 8:45.
Go live.
Go live at 8:45. Give us 15 minutes to get our legs underneath us and get us all lathered up. What we're watching here, Speculation Willie, and then at 9 o'clock, can you double, triple check what time they literally go on TV? Because, if there's a half an hour of the networks that are, they're talking, political heads are trying to see how this is all going to work out. I really want to, do they have a hard start time?
Macho says hard start's 9.
Hard start's 9?
But we also need to make sure that we can get the channel on your computer, because that's how we're going to have to watch it. I think to get the audio from the debate onto the stream, we can show a little bit of the video, too. We'll probably run it on your computer up there and then put it up on the big screen behind you so everybody can watch.
All right. Well, will you guys work on the technical aspect of it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Lummy, any luck on the Venmo, Willie?
Yeah, we're going to work on it during the break. We're having problems with it. Me and Merch Crick.
Oh, you guys are working on it?
Yes.
Okay. We'll come back. Trump rallies thousands of supporters in Philly, talks about this Thursday debate. But we're not talking politics, okay? We're just doing the news, all right?
All right.
And Thursday night's watch party, hopefully, Brian Matroni will be available. I'm hoping he will, but he was scheduled this week to do Thursday and Friday. So,
Well, I mean, it's he missed the last week. He's been on vacation. Maybe he's ready to show up.
But maybe he might not be able to. Maybe I cancel his Friday appearance in lieu of doing the debate is more important to me than Friday's appearance. Because Friday's appearance is just in here to irritate Dan.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Did you see that Queen's catalog? Sold for over $1 billion.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Sony owns their catalog now.
Oh, Queen the group.
Yeah.
I saw that.
KCS, yes, I have.
What the fuck, man?
You too, niece. Jeez.
How do you make your money back on that? Especially since the Queen movie already came out.
Yeah, but you probably get all residuals from that movie.
Yeah. There's got to be something.
Every time the We Will Rock You's played in an NFL stadium, the NFL.
Yeah.
The NFL has rights; they have to pay.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I remember that weirdo Gary Glitter who touched a bunch of kids and shit. And he has that one song called Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
The NFL took out after he got convicted.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But prior to that, he was making. I saw he was making like just that one little bullshit song. He was making like $5.5 or $6 million from the NFL alone.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Greg Vaughn baseball is probably worth $10.
How about a Reggie Jackson baseball that signed Reggie Jackson, Mr. October?
Probably a few hundred.
Inside of a case. Inside one of those little round cases.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
How about a David Wells? How about a David Wells, David Cohn?
Perfect game,
both signed on the same ball.
That's probably worth a little more.
And then I think I got one that has Wells and Larson, the other guy who pitched her.
Don Larson.
Mm-hmm.
You looking to sell?
No,
What do you want to go to your grave with an autographed David Wells ball? Let's fucking.
I got a Sonny Jurgensen football.
Yeah, no, let's go. Sonny Jurgensen.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the boxer.
I got Dick Butkus Hall of Fame ball.
Dude, fucking Big Red gave me an autographed Dick Butkus jersey at the thing.
I know.
Dick Butkus is dead. Like that's worth something.
I got a Roman Gabriel Hall of Fame.
Who's that?
He was for the Eagles, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
From the '60s. I got a Paul Hornung autograph ball.
I mean, yeah, you should get rid of that stuff.
I'm trying to get rid of my pants.
I know. Well, I mean, isn't someone willing to pay $25,000 for him?
That's Lummy's department.
I thought Lummy was close to getting you 5. I thought that would have been nice.
What's up, Steve Jenkins?
You like watermelon? It's okay.
It's ACAL.
How far is Red?
Pouring ourselves out one download at a time. BubbaArmyHQ.com. Enlist today. The BRN now continues.
Red only picked up 2, Lummy, on his YouTube.
Oh, no.
84 away from Red's bonus. Find it in your heart to go to our YouTube channel and follow us so we can hit 115,000. That's pretty kick-ass. Lummy, I still got to get Red to hang our $100,000 placard.
Yes, we do.
Over there in podcast land. Seth also had another complaint about podcast land. Said he didn't like the couch. It was too squishy. Leave it to Seth. It's too squishy, and he sinks down too much. So he's requesting a new couch.
What about one of those little couch, like the firm things you put under the cushion so it doesn't get so squishy? It's like a thin board you put under the couches. They make them. They sell them on Amazon that just stiffens them up so you don't sink as much.
Oh, really?
They're like $50 instead of $600.
Yeah,
that would work. I even talked about just putting like different cushions on it or something. But
there's a thing that you can buy that just gives a little stiffness underneath the couch so you don't sink as much.
I mean, you drive 10 minutes from here, you'll find 10 free couches.
Oh, that's gross.
Where?
On the side of the road.
Yeah, we
free 99.
Half of them Lummy dumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, half of them were here to begin with. So anyway, please find it in your heart to go to our YouTube channel at The Bubba Army. There's a bunch of great things up there. And if I can get 84 of you to do that before 3 o'clock, Rhett hits his little bony. If not, he's going to have to wait. Now, he's going to hit it. If not, if I was to be Mr. Krabs, because I told Seth he can't round up. Probably can't round up with Seth either. I mean, with Rhett either. So Thursday, we need to get a hold of Babyface. Babyface, this would be an opportunity for you to call in to see if you would be available for our debate watch party. So far locked in, me, Lummy, Dan, Rhett, Seth.
We get it catered?
What?
Never mind.
You can't eat that late.
Oh, you got to get a snack in when you're watching them talk about the future of America.
Can't eat that late.
I want to have to strategically, Lummy, take my medicine too, because I might be in and out of consciousness.
We'll be prepared for you to pass out, Bubba. At the drop of a dime, and we'll be ready to take over.
Okay,
don't worry.
Perfect. So, Babyface, we need your availability because we need somebody to kind of
we need a lib
center Dan's rightness. You know what I'm saying?
Bubba, though, outside of like the political aspect of the debate, it's really like a fight. I mean, it's really going back and forth. See who gets the big digs in. See who comes up. Like that's what I'm watching it for.
We'll be live on Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Bubba Army HQ and X. I think I said that already. So, and we're going to be, basically watching the debate. And kind of putting our little, our own little, jibs in, so to speak. Here's Trump. Now, we're not talking politics. We're just playing a rally, okay? And he talks about the debate. It's the only reason why we're playing this right now is because he brings up the debate.
So tonight,
and quite frankly, I find him pretty funny because he has zero couth. He could care less who he pisses off. He does not give a f.
Yep.
He doesn't care.
So tonight, we'll refer to him as Sleepy Joe, because right now...
I will tell you this. I don't know who's doing his makeup and his hair, but it's better.
It's not as orangey.
I mean, it looks like he's keeping his hair a little shorter on top, which doesn't look like. Then you don't have as much. You don't have as much of a comb over wave if it's a little bit shorter, and he's not as orange as he usually is.
Well, you said Roger Stone told you that Trump would be the only one that would handle his makeup. Maybe he's got somebody doing it for him now.
Yeah, when I saw Roger a couple months ago, I brought up the fact I'd be like, hey, Rod, because Roger was putting on a little toner. He was doing something on camera.
Oh, Raj isn't too far behind Trump.
And Raj was putting a little toner on. And I go, Raj, why doesn't Trump use the same kind of toner you use? Because yours looks far more natural and better on camera. He's like, oh, listen, nobody can say anything to him about that because he gets flipped out about that's his thing. Maybe he's finally listened because I think Donald looks better. I think the shorter hair on top makes it look like less of a comb over, and I like it.
Babyface can't call in right now. He's getting his daughter ready for camp. He said he'll probably be available Thursday night.
Perfect. Tell him that means he doesn't have to come in on Friday unless he wanted to. I mean, that would be marathon-like.
Okay.
It's going to be marathon-like for all of us.
As you know, it's been reported that right now Crooked Joe's gone to a log cabin to study, prepare. No, he didn't. He's sleeping now. Because they want to get him good and strong. So a little before debate time, he gets a shot in the ass, and that's...
Oh, my God. I know it. Like 0 F's given.
They want to strengthen him up. So he comes out. He'll come out. I say he'll come out all jacked up, right?
Jesus Christ. By the way, did you see, though, here's what I thought was a huge mess up, is that I thought, remember last week when we reported that Donald Trump had the closing statement, and it was all determined by a coin flip? Remember that?
Yes.
And that's the way it is that Trump goes last. He gets the one to have, they both got a closing, like a minute and a half or 2-minute closing statement. And it would be, just like in the legal circles, there's an advantage to going last. There is. It's the
last word. You have to get the last word.
It's the last thing legally. It's the last thing it's the last thing the jury is hearing before they go deliberate. It's the very last thing. So, it's best to go last under these type of circumstances. So we were reporting last week that Trump, via a coin flip, was determined to go last. So I automatically assumed that he won the flip. Right?
Yeah, you think so?
No, Biden won the flip, and the two questions were: if you won the flip, you got to determine one or two things. You got to determine either the left side or the right side of the podium, or you can go first or last. That was what was up for grabs. If you won the flip, they flip it. Biden won the flip, and he said, "Okay, Joe, you can either pick what podium you're at, or you can pick whether you go last." He picked the podium.
Because
Biden won the flip and picked the podium.
Oh, that's weird.
What does it matter what podium you're on?
It doesn't.
They have to have some information that says it helps them to be on one side or another.
Yeah,
I mean, there's got to be something.
Because who would make that? We'll take the podium position over going last. That's the worst decision ever.
Wasn't there a football team that deferred in the playoffs? I feel like they were supposed
they messed that up.
Yeah.
I think it was the Packers, wasn't it? I don't know.
Somebody did, but I feel like that they might have made a mistake.
Yeah, they deferred, but what they were saying is, they wanted to make sure that they got the ball in the second half and they went on defense first, but the guy didn't quite realize how the referee actually phrases it. And he basically, and I think the referee stopped him and asked him if he knew what he was talking about. That's why it didn't go through, Seth, is because the referee said, listen, by what you just said means you not only don't get the ball for the first kickoff, but you don't get the ball in the second one either. It's like, oh, well, we want the ball in the second one. Okay. So I didn't know. So you're right, Seth. In my opinion, since they won the flip, since Biden won the flip, and he chose the right or left. I think he picked the right.
Mm-hmm.
He did. And he picked the right podium over getting to go last, to me, and you just brought it up, and you're brilliant, and you're right on this, and the fact that you would only make that decision if there's something that is wrong with him on the other side. Like it exposes something.
According to this, the experts say Biden will be displayed. More viewers, their eyes go to the right.
That's what I was just going to say. I wonder if they have like that. It says more people look to one side than the other.
That's what they're saying.
Well, when you look at a piece of art or something like that, you start in the top left and you end on the bottom right.
Gooch, Lummy, 50, suffering in silence.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know, man. I don't think
Jay's here.
I don't think that the audience's eye patterns outweigh going last.
I agree with you, Bubba. 100%. I agree with you.
Jay,
way more important.
Like Jay, if a judge came to you and said, Jay, what side? I think usually it's the defense. It doesn't really matter what side of the electrum you are on when you're on trial.
I don't prefer a side at all, and I do prefer going last.
That's what I'm saying. So if they came to you and
if
said,
I can go last, it's a big
Jay,
deal.
you just won the flip. Do you want to be on the right or left side, or do you want to go last?
I go last, please.
Exactly. You'd be an idiot. But there could be some lawyers that would say, I want to be closest to the jury.
Well, you don't get to choose when you have the burden of proof and you're the plaintiff, you're the table closest.
Yeah, the court system doesn't work that way. That's locked in stone now.
But there is a certain tact I take when I try plaintiff's cases where you can use a rebuttal expert normally you use your own expert, and your expert can't comment on their expert. But if you're clever and you get a rebuttal expert, your expert gets to talk about what their expert's opinion was, and then the last thing you get to do is be the one speaking. And so I specifically do that because that's my preference, is to be the last person that they hear. So I agree with you 100%. He chose more wisely.
Yeah. So last week when I'm reading, Donald Trump gets to go last, I assumed he won the flip. I'm like, well, he won the flip. He won the flip. No, Joe won the flip and wants to be on the right side because he says Americans' eyes go to the right.
And it says it makes him look more powerful.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Jack, you're grabbing for straws.
I mean, but you know that his team, like that,
they've overthought everything.
Well, this is what they do. I mean, they gather all this information, whether it matters or not. But you're looking for any sort of edge you can get.
And you know what? The biggest edge is to speak last.
They're going for the eye angle edge.
You got to go home and be like, I just want to let you know you've had to listen to me getting beat up all night by this tyrant. But I am a strong man. I'm ready to lead this country. That's what people know. They turn their TVs off, and that's what the last thing they know is Joe's the man.
I think what he's relying on is who's hosting this debate?
CNN.
Okay. And so who's going to get the last word? The pundits. And who are they going to support? Biden. So he doesn't need the last word because the talking heads will be talking Biden for the next 15 minutes.
Don't think that Fox ain't going to be watching it too.
You don't have to watch it on CNN. It's going to be on every national network.
It's going to be so biased.
Of course it is, but he will get a chance to be uninterrupted for 1.5 minutes. And if he's really smart, he'll take that opportunity to focus back on the issues. And if he focuses on energy independence, crime, peace through strength, and our economy, he's a winner.
Biden?
No.
Or Trump?
Trump, the last person speaking.
I was going to say, how can he talk about that stuff?
If he focuses on that, that's all he has to do is focus on what he's done. The difference between now and 4 years ago.
I just want to let you know that you just got exposed to the oldest guy ever to be in president. Just want to let you know that, right now, when we go backstage, he's going to fall over because he's so jacked up on some stuff. But I just want to let you know that crime's going crazy. It's going crazy. Crime's going crazy. And we got immigrants that are killing people. That's what he needs to bring up. Immigrants that are killing Americans.
But you know what he's doing that's really important is look at the back of his crowd. He's going to Philadelphia, and he's going to places where no Republicans have ever gone, and he's seeking the votes. He's just simply asking, will you support me? And they love him. I mean, those are not the people you see behind every rally. Every rally does not look alike anymore. It used to be like the same traveling group of people behind him, in my opinion.
Now, will anybody be watching the debate on Thursday night?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I want to see I wish he'd move over so I can see what this little hottie looks like. Tentatively, she looks pretty hot, does she not?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
He needs to have her in the back of every one of his rallies.
No, I'm shocked.
Oh, this is going to be, I don't know if it'll have Super Bowl numbers, but it's going to have huge. I mean, what Super Bowl numbers, Steph? 110 million, 122 million, something like that?
Is it still over 100?
Oh, yeah. Well over 100. Like 112,
That's a third of the country.
Yeah. Good ones, good ones have, I think, 100 million's kind of the litmus. And I can't think of the last time that the Super Bowl was under 100 million. So I wonder what kind of numbers these are going to have.
But they've taken so much fun out of it.
50 million?
Biggest numbers ever.
There's no audience. They actually wanted us to sit down. I said, look, I really want to do this thing. They gave me, what happened is they gave me something that couldn't be accepted. They gave me an offer I couldn't accept, and I said, I'll do it.
What?
Number one, it was CNN fake news, right?
He's going through what they offered him, Seth.
Okay.
It's Trump. Then it was Fake Tapper, who really hates Trump.
Fake Tapper?
And Dana Bash. Then it was, it's Dana, it's not Dana, it's Dana. You know that, right?
He's roasting.
Fake Tapper.
He's roasting the hosts before the event.
Yep.
It's Dana, right? Isn't it? It's either. Here's it. Then they said, think of this, but no audience. It's like death. There's two of us and two of them. It's like death. This could be the most boring, or it could be quite exciting. Who knows?
So anyway,
two of us and two of them's like death.
Yeah, two of us, two of them. Now here's where Donald's kind of losing me a little bit. Here's a look at Trump's VP shortlist and why each contender may get picked or fall short. I don't see a Tulsi Gabbard on there at all.
Byron Donald's my favorite in that.
I don't see a Tulsi Gabbard in there at all, and that's who I want. I don't like any of these at all. I don't like Rubio. Tim Scott, and then I don't even know who the rest of the people are. Who's this guy?
Doug Burgum.
Governor from North Dakota.
Okay. Who's this guy?
Ben Carson. He ran for president. He's a neurosurgeon.
Okay.
Byron Donald. He's go ahead.
South Florida area.
United States Congressman.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he would have to move.
Yes, he was.
I did see where him and Marco Rubio, these two dudes right here, that there's a law that states that your president and your vice president can't be from the same state. Well, Trump's residency, official residency is Florida. So both of these two dudes would have to move. Mm-hmm. So I think you can pretty much cancel that off.
Yes.
This is Tim Scott from North Carolina, right?
He's on the short list.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Who's this old bag?
I think she's a congressman
Elaine Stefanik
from New York, I think.
Elaine Stefanik. She's the one that lit up the Harvard professor about whether or not chanting death to Israel is, bullying.
Okay.
She got famous in that hearing. She lit him up.
How about this one?
That is J.D. Vance, Ohio senator. He
Probably
was
a good choice.
A staunch opposer to Trump for years and said some horrible things, but he's a very smart young and upcomer.
You remember when Ben Carson got stuck on the debate stage because he didn't hear his name called?
Yeah.
So he just stood there like an idiot.
Let me ask you a question. Lummy, who do you prefer of these? I'm talking about the people that are bona fide Trumpsters.
I would have to say probably Tim Scott or the North Dakota governor.
Okay. Jay, how about you?
I'd like Byron Donald to be our next governor, so I'd take him out. I'd like either Tim Scott or probably Doug Burgum.
Okay. Dan?
I like J.D. Vance because he's younger and he's from a state that matters. So I think that would probably be a very important pick. The business guy all the way to the left is kind of boring and weird and has this weird look to him.
This guy right here?
Yeah, he's just weird.
That matters.
It does matter. He looks almost like a Groucho Marx kind of guy. Like, I like to get sunglasses with the big eyebrows.
Who is that guy?
Nose.
That's the governor of North Dakota.
Yeah, he didn't mean you get it. Throw him out.
Who cares about North Dakota? What, they got two electoral votes?
Listen, if I'm Trump, if I'm like just Johnny Common Sense, throw this dude out.
You take Tim Scott or
hold on. Let me just go here.
Yep. Okay.
Throw this dude out.
He appeals to no one.
Governor North Dakota.
Smart.
I got sound effects for him. Governor, hold on. Governor North Dakota. Like, get out of here. Now, Ben Carlson or whatever Carson.
Brilliant, but not charismatic.
Not charismatic.
Yeah, he has
Boring.
literally the personality of a wet wash rag. These two dudes live in Florida, which means they're going to have to move. And Jay wants this gentleman to be our next governor, so they're out. So now you got Tim Scott,
right?
The guy from Ohio, and the chick from New York.
Yeah. New York's not an issue because he's never winning New York.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a non-issue too. So it's really Tim Scott and Vance.
It's between the white guy from Ohio or the black guy from North Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. I think you take the black guy from South Carolina.
He's got more street cred.
Do you think Lauren Boebert could make a late run into this?
No chance.
Damn.
Did you guys see this? And I've not got quite.
But can we just do one more thing on the debate thing?
Oh yeah, Dan, it's your show. Go ahead. What do you need?
Well, just to close it out.
I'm glad I wanted to close it out with the John Force deal, but go ahead. What?
Okay, we'll close out with the John Force.
No,
show.
you've already. Jay, can you explain to him that he's already interrupted the flow and that now it's we have to. What, Dan? What do you want to say?
It was in a previous CNN debate where the Democrat got all the answers before the debate even started, and you wonder how much integrity is going to be on this debate because they've already have a track pattern, a history of cheating during the debates. Am I right, Jay?
You're absolutely right. Donna Brazile did it with Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, and they actually gave her the questions ahead of time.
I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. Just because I mean,
is there anything they could surprise the guys with? I mean,
you're right.
I actually, if I was Donald Trump, I'd be like, let me just tell you something, just so that there's just not any speculation. I've already asked him to give the questions to Joe. I won't have them. I'm not going to have the questions. I won't have any of them. I'm not going to have any of them. I've already told him no. I don't want them.
That would be brilliant.
But I will tell you right now, I have no problem with going on the fly to show you my cognitive skills. And you go ahead and let Joe have them. Give them to him right now. Let him start practicing. You can barely stay awake. Let him have him now. Now would that not be brilliant?
Brilliant.
Because you can give him the questions, and he still can't officially communicate.
Especially if you knew he gave him that handicap. Could you imagine if he actually said that and then he came out and he still blasted him?
But hold on, and then anytime Joe says anything stupid, you could use it against him. You could say, Joe, you had the questions before, and I just nailed you to the ground on them. You had them, Joe. Joe, did you have them? Yes, I had them. Oh, yeah, did I have them? No, you didn't have them. Look, and you're still incompetent. If I was Trump, as kind of like pro wrestling reverse end around, well, I mean, I'm so confident in. If I'm Donald Trump, I'm so confident in being more situationally aware and potentially a better debater. And you know what? Turning the mics off actually is going to help Donald Trump.
Yeah, well,
for sure.
Just like it would help Dan at times.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
There's something going on.
What just happened?
Nothing. I just spilled water on the ground on the part that I can get.
Well, we got 9,000 paper towels, so.
That's what I'm getting.
So, Lummy, what's the merch? What's the Venmo gimmick?
He's out.
Oh.
It's just us men's. Why don't I grab a couple of pizzas at Tate's on the way up here?
I'll figure something out.
Good morning, guys.
You know, a guy could get a real hankering watching, America hang in the balance.
Yeah.
You doing 10:30 for the after show?
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning, DDP. How are you, buddy? Double XL, how are you? Steve, Jay Kostika, how's everybody doing? The Brian Gilson, good morning, buddy. Seth stepped out for a sec, Brian. What up, Grouper Lips? How you doing, buddy? What up, Jay Bowler? How you doing? Highway 73. Keith Newland. I will. Haven't been out of the country. Marion, Steve. Sean Patrol, hey buddy. Knight Rider 12, what up? Mike Hotz. What up, Permagrum? Vernon Bama Boy. Jeff Schwartz. How you guys all doing? The Brian Gilson. Nice to see you, SC. Haas 83. Great White. What up? Jimmy 0630. How you doing, buddy? What's up, old man?
Hey, John's
They did, thank you. Well, I hear we have a massive cache of them now, so that's good. What up, J-Dog? I have not. I've been out of town, not paying attention to much other than waves. Pity hold the fort down for me, and Danny did here. Shaw Patrol. Thanks, Cooper. J-Dog.
Oh, I got the deck. That's bad.
How?
I got burned by pipe in my truck.
Oh, no.
There, and then, right there, and then I took
Let me. I think we're
the-
having. I saw some emails. We having some sex ass.
Kind of.
What up, Pippi?
There's just something. There's something going on, and Merch Kirk's gonna be on the phone with them.
Coming back to the channel today, we're gonna. What's up?
Hanging out in Sinaloa Hotel. What up, FJ Bar?
I got stuck on Saturday.
Your truck got stuck?
In the start, yeah.
Where? I would have been there for sure, Steve.
You in the front yard? Long story.
How you get stuck in the front yard?
So I pulled out, and then I pulled it out. I pulled out my shifter knob, so I had to go under it yesterday. There's a tie on it. When I was under there, the pipe was right under it.
Oh. Shifter knob is it tight?
Were you sleeping in and missed the first hour of the show?
Are you ready?
Don't worry, it's all at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Let me, I'm getting like emails from Venmo saying we're changing your passcode and stuff, and if everything's okay, then don't do anything. So I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything right now. You don't.
What's the up? Like, are they giving? Like, are we getting a runaround again? Like a verification Willie or something?
For the business account one, that's the problem. They're not really giving us anything.
I know I have a personal one.
Correct.
And I think this all started when I went to the Venmo this weekend, and usually it's always the Bubba Army, the Bubba Army Venmo.
Yes.
which is our business. And I didn't even know I had any money in my personal one. And I had like a couple $100 in there or something. And I just like, whatever. So, but I'm like, why not? I don't want to. So when I opened it up, it was on my personal Venmo. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be in my personal Venmo. I want to be on. So it said, I'm scrolling around in there. So it said sign out. So I sign out and I go to the business one. And it says I got the wrong information, wrong passcode, wrong screen name, wrong everything. Then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to take 2 steps back now because and I had one attempted, unsuccessful login, which they keep score on how many times you try to log in.
Yes.
So at that point, I completely shut it down and, referred it to you. And I think that's where we are right now. Right?
Yes, and what is weird is that the iPad was logged in this morning. And when I went to go look at the profile, it logged me out, and it says that I cannot log back in under the Bubba Army.
Why?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what Merch Crick. Once you get off the phone, is gonna be on because I can't do it obviously.
John Force, not really good friend of mine, but I've met John probably 10 times. He probably would know who I am. We actually crank called him one time. No, it was actually Cruz Pedregon, and we took John Force's various meltdowns from his reality show and called Cruz Pedregon way back in the day, and it was pretty funny. But anyway, I do know John Force. Is there any update on his? Maybe you can type in, or maybe I can just ask old girl.
The last thing they sent it out is that he was in a nearby medical center in the ICU.
He's in ICU. Oh, man.
That's the last thing that they released about 12 hours ago.
And who's they? His family?
John Force Racing.
All right, will you read it for me, please?
Do you want me to send you? It's a long.
After all these years, I was kind of asking you. You to read it.
I know, but it's like 3-4 paragraphs. I don't know if you want me to read the whole thing.
Maybe you should let Dan read it because he's a doctor. And it's doctorish, is it not?
No, it's just them praising him pretty much. And then it just says he was transported to a nearby medical center for further evaluation in the ICU.
So there's no update on his condition?
No, not according to the internet.
And Dan and Jay, being familiar with racing, will tell you, if you know anything about racing, you're most susceptible to injury on a side impact.
Yes.
Your car is designed, and most of the safety in all race cars are designed for front impact or rear, but front.
Yes.
That's what your Hans is designed to do. And usually the only side impact protection you may have is if you have a wraparound seat where your seat has an unbelievable amount of cushioning on either side of your head. And your head fits right in the middle of this seat. It somewhat impairs side-to-side vision a little bit, but that's about the only side impact. Now, NASCAR has some safer wall material in between the sheet metal and the roll and the actual chassis of the car. They have some dampening side stuff. But as far as the equipment that a racer wears, it's pretty much all frontal impact. And this is what this is the type of stuff that hurt racers bad right here. And not that he was going 300. Maybe have they determined how fast he was? I know he was at 300 when his blower blew off, but I don't know how fast he was when he hit the wall. Here we go. Here's John Force from this past weekend.
Puff the tire. He's going to pedal it. John's car starts moving around, and kablooey.
Ooh.
Now hold on. So you can see what happens here.
Banks it off of the right wall, and then the real big hit in my eye looked like when he came back across.
So
that is a big-time explosion for a guy that's had a lot of big-time explosions.
All right,
75.
Here we go. He's 75, but he's still
he's saving it.
He didn't even get that wall. I thought he went over and banked off one and came back for the other. But look at this thing.
Right here. Hold on.
Traveling across the racetrack. Fortunately for Terry Haddock, he was slowed down.
If you look at the impact, just the body and framework of the car
crumpled.
Now, the one good thing about a funny car is the driver is in the center part of the car. So you're not in the left, like most race cars, you're on the left-hand side, You're
not cheated to the left. You're in the center.
Yeah, exactly. Now they're Indy, Formula One, things like that. You're in the center of the car, but in a dragster, you're also in the center of a car. That might have what saved his life because had he been on the left hand side of the car like Pro Stock and some of the other divisions, I think that's what killed him.
The point that he was out of the way, and man, that is a big time hit into the concrete down there.
Oh, my God.
So John Force has been through some very, very wild rides in his career. And I'm going to put that one in the top 3 or 4.
Guys are real like they're almost golf announcers.
Yeah.
They're real calm about it. I've been like, oh my God, John just hit. I hope he's okay. I don't know how fast he was going. Probably 250 miles an hour.
I think the last thing they want to do is overreact, though.
Yeah, I know. They're trying to be
God forbid another Dale Earnhardt.
I know.
The car looks like it's been smushed.
For a guy to go through that.
Like literally been smushed.
No matter what his age or what kind of shape he's in. To be conscious alert talking to the safety personnel is incredible. I think it is a great testament.
And they take him away on a stretcher with like a neck brace Willie, but supposedly he's conscious and alert and talking.
The people that build the race cars, in this case, they build them in-house at John Force Racing. The safety equipment manufacturers, the rules makers.
Think he retires after this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this might do him in.
This is
make it way more often than not. No matter how scary it looks.
Oh, wow. He's not burned up or anything.
No.
Jeez.
Yeah, those fire suits are nice.
That's incredible. There's no blood on his face or anything.
There it is. Here's the actual bit.
Oh, my God.
Watch how fast.
Kablooey. John Force just blew the thing up and slammed into the wall at the top end of the racetrack. Take a look at this.
No, so we've already seen it, but
No,
I hope he's okay.
I know it's monster truck, so you can take it as seriously as you would like to. But Tom Mentz, the greatest driver of all time, had to retire this year because of an accident.
Really?
Yeah, he was injured. I think injured his arm or his shoulder or something, and he had to retire.
So this is not anything we'd normally be talking about, but I like every day about 8 o'clock the Merch Crick cuts me up some fruit and brings. That's like my little lunch. I mean, I'm trying to be more responsible and eat.
Instead of pancakes?
Yeah, instead of your cinnamon-infused $100 pancakes, I'm trying to eat my little fruit over here. And I really love watermelon. I like watermelon. Watermelon is probably my watermelon and sumo oranges are probably my 2 favorite.
And watermelon's good. People say it's got a lot of a high glycemic index, but it gives you fewer calories than it takes to digest. So theoretically, if you just ate watermelon as much as you could eat, you would still lose weight.
There's actually a thing called a watermelon diet.
Mm-hmm.
But they say that it's not good for you.
Yeah, well.
But
they
anyway,
say that intermittent fasting is not good for you too.
That's true. Lummy, it looks like Rhett is at 114,921.
79.
Yeah, that's not going to happen by the end of the show.
79. He needs 79 within the hour. That's go to YouTube / the Bubba Army and follow us and subscribe. It costs nothing. And Rhett's trying to hit 115 because he gets a little bony. He gets a little bonus. So Lummy, I'm at last week the Merch Crick. I'm looking in the refrigerator and she buys these watermelon cubes from Publix.
Yeah, you're paying for that. I mean,
and it's like it comes in this neat little container and it's all cut up nice and cool. And I'm like, and I saw the price tag on it.
It's like $10 now.
And it was like $8.50.
Yeah.
And it's based on weight or what. I'm like,
it's like $3 for a full watermelon.
Yeah, so you're exactly. That's why you're dancing with me. So I told her, I go, it's $8.50 for a small ass container that has maybe, 15 small little cubes, and it's how much? She's like, it's $8.25 or something. I go, how much does a real watermelon cost? She's like, I think like $4.
Yeah, seedless is like $4.
So I go, buy a watermelon, big one, buy a big ass watermelon, and I'll cut it up Sunday and put it in, like Tupperware and stuff like that.
Meal prep.
Yeah, meal prep. Watermelon prep. But so then, of course, I always got to think I got it. I'm not going to let her do that with a knife or something like that. I'm like, she's like, well, I don't know how to cut a watermelon. Do you? And of course, you know what I'm going to say.
Of course I do.
Yes, Merch correct. You think I don't know how to cut up a goddamn watermelon?
Do I know how to cut a watermelon?
Are you kidding me? Why would you even ask that stupid question? Of course I can. I said, all I need is a cutting board and the biggest knife we got. That's what I tell her. He said, get it ready for me. So I then think to myself, I don't really know how to cut a watermelon, but I can't think that there's a lot of. I got to think. Okay, you maybe cut it in half, then you start squaring it down from there, and then you got to cut the rind. You got to strategically cut the rind off of so that just the red part shows. So she gives me this big ass watermelon, and I'm like, Lummy, you got to kind of know what you're doing, and so I'm like, I got it cut up. Looked like a little bit of a Freddy Krueger butcher job. And so,
you got the job done.
But I'm thinking, like, I wonder if there really is, like, a watermelon cutting hack or something like that. Or is it just cut it in half and start quartering it out and try to get, when you're cutting the rind off, try to get as much of the meat or the fruit and right there on the rind fruit line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you don't get waste.
You don't want to leave a bunch of a good fruit left on the rind.
Right.
So
it's Bob from Home Cook Basics. Thanks for coming.
So I was like, you know what? Let me see how the pros do it. Because is it not true? Maybe even I could ask Seth. If you ever not know how to do something, all you got to do is YouTube it.
For sure.
They got it. I guarantee you, Dan, they probably have how to do a boob job on YouTube.
I'm sure they do.
And I don't know how ethical that is or how if it's even legal, but, I'm sure that there's a plastic surgeon that had Sally McGillicuddy from Carrollwood give him permission to tape her boob job to use on his. I mean, I got to think, Dan, that as a doctor, if you asked your patient and she said, yes, I'd like for you to, tape my boob job. I give you permission. Have your brother draw up all the forms, and I'll boom. And I know that you're going to post it on your YouTube channel. I'm sure that you could come. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Like if somebody agreed to it.
Yes. You can buy a squaring tool for a watermelon on Amazon for like $10.
All right, see, now you got me buying tools and the
but
whole
there's some.
Back to the channel today. We're going to talk about how to cut up a watermelon.
I just want to see how Bob does it.
I'm really excited about this one. It's a big summer favorite for everybody. Kids
love. Now, is there anybody that doesn't like watermelon? I love watermelon.
I don't like it at all.
Jay, you don't like watermelon?
No, I'm an anti-fruitite. I don't eat any fruit.
And you're as in good shape as you are?
Correct.
Love it. It's
Dan, you like watermelon?
Yes.
Lummy?
Of course.
You're a watermelon guy like
me.
I am. Seth, you a watermelon guy?
Yep.
Rhett, Mach, watermelon? Oh, yeah. I do watermelons. I smash them.
You get this refrigerated. It's cool.
What's that?
I was on the phone dealing with the Venmo thing. Sorry. So you had me down a little bit.
Support.
What was the question?
First of all, how's the Venmo thing looking?
It's gonna be back to us. We'll have access here by the end of the day, most likely.
All right. Do you like watermelon?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. That's all we were looking for.
How hard is it to cut, Bubba?
I mean, it was a little bit cumbersome. I mean, I got to be honest with you.
Okay.
It was a little bit cumbersome because the knife won't go all the way through, and as you're going through the knife, you don't want to make sure that you slip on the knife and cut your finger off. There was a couple times where I got close to my finger.
Can I buy you this machine?
Don't we?
What?
We've got a little tool, don't we? Like a specifically to cube watermelon.
I think you have one here.
Okay, well, let me just watch.
Refreshing. Let's jump
I didn't know that we had a goddamn watermelon cube.
Into how to cut it for wedges and how to cut up cubes. You might use for say to the cut.
I need you to tell me. All right, hold on. See, I didn't do any of this, Lummy.
A flat spot on one side, kind of like this. It doesn't have to be really big, but just enough so you have a flat spot like this.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to be able to do is it's going to make it a lot more stable when we cut the ends off and the end in the middle. So now you got something really solid
See,
here.
See, Lummy, I learned something already. You cut off a little flat spot to give you more sturdiness.
It'll be a lot.
Because I was rolling this son of a bitch all around. Like I was like, I had it rolled all around.
Easier. So we cut that off. Then we're gonna.
This is intense, Bubba. I feel like there's a lot of sexual tension between this guy and the watermelon.
Well, I just feel that it's very educational. I didn't know about the flat spot. Like, I didn't know that you should. Dan, you probably didn't know that you were supposed to flat spot a watermelon.
I never saw that.
Cut off each end right here.
All right, see, I didn't do this either.
So when you cut these ends off, there's a little bit here left, and you can scoop it out if you not.
No,
if
I'm not that desperate, guy. Come on now.
you want, but really there's not much left here.
Exactly. You know what, Lummy? Is it okay? I hope it's okay. But this morning when I came to work, I brought all the
Oh, of course.
and gave it to the goats.
Yeah, they had it on Saturday. I bought them their own.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, I brought my leftover cuttings.
Oh, it's perfect.
Do they eat the green part?
Sure do.
And then we're gonna go ahead and spin it.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut
See,
that
I've already learned 3 things.
the other side off. Just
Cut off both
the same
sides
way.
and give myself a flat spot. Here we go.
So another thing to think about, it's really important to have a sharp knife. I use a chef knife for this.
Mine
but
was super sharp, trust me.
You can it kind of can wet
3 or 4 times I was about close to calling Dr. Dan for some sutures.
edge and cause pressure there, so it's not so easy. If you rather use like a bread knife,
No.
it's serrated and you kind of saw through, it might be easier for you.
No, I'm not a pussy. I'm not using a serrated knife.
Try it out and see what's easier for you. All right, so now that we cut those ends off, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right down the middle.
That's exactly what I did. So I don't need any of that nonsense. Cut that, Dan. This is exactly what I did. Okay, maybe this is where things get a little.
To give ourselves 2 more halves, okay?
That's what I did.
Real simple like that.
Well, the flat spot on the bottom's irrelevant now.
Yeah, exactly.
Now
You
using
need
that
another
flat
one.
spot that we created, just keep it on that flat spot, and we're just gonna cut slices. You're gonna go for probably like 1 inch thick.
Oh man, that looks hard. Wow.
All right, well, I think that's all you do.
Oh
That's
wow.
disgusting to me.
All right, well, good. Now, Lummy, can you send me
I sent you the tool, and there's a video in the Amazon.
I mean, is there a video of the tool?
Yeah, it's in their Amazon.
Right here.
Yeah, if you see the little play button.
We got one of these.
We don't have this exact one, but we have like go up at the one with the play button. Just hit the play.
Which one?
Keep going right there.
All right, here we go.
Way better.
Oh, well, hold on. We got one of those?
We don't have one of those ones, but we have like a little circle one where you just press into it and it makes squares.
No, ours is so goofy.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know if
What
I
does
want
that
to
thing cost? Like $2?
You can get one for $2,
I don't know if
$3.
I want.
It's in a cut on the bottom
I
of
think
that.
I'm just gonna eat. I'm just gonna cut it like like that dude did.
Just show the merch crick that video, Bubba. She'll get it under control for you.
Let her do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, here's what I was most worried about. I'd be like, you're not. She'll say, like, I can do it. I'm like, no, I'll do it. Because I just knew damn well, because it was rolling around there a little bit, that next thing I know, we're calling Dan up because the merch crick cut her finger off.
Yeah.
And then everybody's going to come to me and be like, hey, listen, why are you making your girl cut your fruit up? And she lost she lost her pinky finger because of you.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Because you're trying to save $4
She can run for sheriff.
at Publix.
Police chief.
It's not mayor.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, Jane Castor.
Yeah, losing her finger.
Didn't she blow it off?
No, she lost it in a boat motor.
A boat motor?
Yeah. It was something with a boat motor. Maybe I think rope got tangled up in it. She went down. It snapped off half her finger. People think it was a gun thing.
Saving sea turtles.
I would have. If I'm the police chief and I lost half my finger, I'm telling everybody it was a bad guy that my revolver kicked back on me, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a boat motor.
Not a boat motor. Lummy, I haven't gone through our Twitter in a long time, and there's some really juicy stuff on here. Here's one thing. I don't know if I like these organizations or not, but it's these people that disguise themselves as young people, and then they try to get...
A lot of these are fake.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but why would you ever agree to be the guy that got?
I mean, who knows how much they're willing to pay you?
Yeah, but
Bubba, if you look at a lot of these videos, it's all the same. It's like this guy just in the middle of nowhere, and then it's the streamers that come up, and they have the text messages that you wrote. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're right. I don't know.
Grady Judds are for real. You don't want to have Grady Judds people creeping around on you because then you're done.
But what I'm saying is, like, you see a lot of this, and it's just like advocate groups that try to lure these monsters into meeting a 14-year-old boy at the park.
I don't know if I use the word lure.
And they can't. Well, they do. They.
I know, but there may be a predisposal for them to do that. I mean, they're not like. It's all done online. These people are going out of their way to go meet young children. It's horrible.
What I'm saying is, it is horrible. But what I'm saying is, like, these people that do these sort of things, first of all, I'm completely disgusted by the monster that got this guy here. That if this is indeed not fake and this is real, I'm disgusted by this monster who shows up who thinks that he's meeting a 14-year-old girl. Now, if it's real, he in his mind has been chatting with a couple dudes that are not 14-year-old girls. They've been disguising themselves as 14-year-old girls. They've made sure they've probably on 15 different times while they've been chatting back and forth said, I'm 14, right?
Right.
Like to really, really get this guy, so it was no misunderstanding. They'll be like, listen, I know we're meeting tomorrow, but I'm 14, right? 14. Oh, yeah, I know you're 14. I like 14-year-olds. Everybody's got to keep it quiet. And then they show up, and it's not the cops. It's just me and Seth trying to tell
Get
this
some
guy.
clicks.
Well, you tell this guy how much of a scumbag he is, and ask him, do you know were you really here to meet this 14-year-old girl? And he's like, yeah. Do you know if we were the cops, we would arrest you right now? Why don't you take him, throw him down on the ground, and wait for the cops to get there?
Because the cops don't do anything, unfortunately. Like, at the end of the day, that's why a lot of these content like this has become popular over the last year or two, because the cops around these towns do not do anything. Even if these guys are reported, even if they've got evidence, nothing ever seems to happen.
It is Portland, Oregon.
And who would volunteer to be, a fake predator?
Some guy who has no money to give him $200.
You're going to have to lose a lot of public rep. Like, unless you live underground, it's going to be tough to
How's
shake.
it going, man? So
I kind of have a little bit of a problem with the people, the good guys that are doing this, disguising, because I think you're going to one of these days get hurt. I think you're going to get shot. Like, I'm just saying, if a guy's there and he feels as if you've lured him down here and he's going to lose everything in his life because he might shoot you.
Well, what if it's like the dad of a 14-year-old that died, 10 years ago, and now he's an advocate trying to go out there and, stop these predators from existing? Or if it's just some creepy I get what you're saying, because it may just be two creeps behind a computer that are as weird as this guy because they're just out there trying to lure people. I didn't get what you meant at first.
And a lot of it being clickbait.
If they're not cops or affiliated with the cops, then what the hell are they doing?
Yeah, I mean, people aren't supposed to be doing cop stuff.
Well, when the cops aren't doing cop stuff, it's up to the people to do cop stuff.
Yeah,
and so I totally understand the motivation, because too many of these sick Fs are walking around still just preying on our children. I don't have I celebrate anyone doing this.
I don't have a problem with them doing it. I just, hope that they're doing it legitimately and they're not doing it for clickbait. And two, watch your ass, because, listen, you're not dealing with the best of people here.
No, you got to be ready to defend yourself.
Right.
The guy who does this content the best is a guy I've been watching for a little while. His name's Joshua Mundy. And he shows up, he calls them out, he brings the evidence, and then he beats the hell out of them.
What?
I celebrate
Send one of those
I
over.
celebrate it.
If that was the twist here, I'd love it. But not this stuff.
Why I'm here, obviously, right? This is you, right? So I'm not here to hurt you. Okay. I want to have a conversation with you, though. You think?
This might be different. Oh, hold on.
Can talk about this?
Yeah, in a civil manner.
I haven't yelled at you or anything, right? I mean, you can ask him why he's here if you want to ask.
Oh, I live in the neighborhood and I do a lot of mutual aid for the houseless.
Oh no, he's not.
To me, Seth, I think I may have gotten got. I think this might be fake.
Let's see.
And is something less fake if I call myself out on it?
There were so many.
Take a little bit of the fake sting away.
I think it does. I just saw a handful of these this weekend.
I
just wanted to make sure that he was not being harassed.
Oh, am I harassing you?
Oh, wait, hold on. This is some Karen bitch that's sticking up for him.
Yes.
He's a homeless guy getting harassed for being homeless.
Right. This is some Karen bitch. Then I'd be like, hey, Karen bitch.
She came for your daughter.
You know what this dude just did?
The neighborhood, and I do a lot of mutual aid for the houseless.
Oh no, he's not houseless. He has plenty of homes.
To make sure that he was not being harassed.
Oh, am I harassing you? You want to tell her why you're here, or you want her just to probably move along? Yeah.
Is everything okay?
Not really, but
do you want him to go away?
Do you want to talk about this? Or?
I do. I want to talk about it.
Right. So.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that the brown person was.
I'd be like, you know what? He was. I'd be like, what? Yes. She said the brown
Racist.
She's I mean,
that's racist. I can't
Put her
say
on
that
camera.
to people. You can't say that to people.
Here we go. Listen.
Do you want
I'm
to talk
with the
about this?
brown
Or
person. I'm brown.
Right. So.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that the brown person was safe.
Okay. The brown person is safe.
Yeah, because we take
Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day.
Right.
This is the step into Portland right here.
This guy showing up to bang a 14-year-old and just an innocent bystander walking by in downtown Portland sees a brown guy getting questioned by a white guy, and she wants to go make sure that the brown guy's okay.
And she assumes automatically he's homeless. No, I'm not homeless.
And he also, and she assumes automatically that the white guy is giving him a hard time over something that's not legitimate, like a legitimate hard time.
What's up, man?
Not much.
So what are you doing here? You understand why I'm here, obviously.
I do.
Okay. So
You're not here to fight me or anything.
And
right?
if I was here to fight you, bro, I would have put you in the river already.
Okay.
Right? You came right here to the river.
Yeah,
You
we
think
could-
that? How long do you think you've been talking to this girl?
A few weeks.
A few weeks. How's it going?
I sent you one from Rhett. He said to have it muted for the first couple seconds. I guess it's the guys that kind of beat up the predators.
Okay. Right here? Is this it right here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Leave it muted though in the first.
All right. Can I make it bigger?
No, unfortunately, it's just the
Okay.
Instagram size.
So
I'm sorry.
child predator refuses to tell the truth after being caught trying to meet a 13-year-old boy for sex. All right, I'm keeping it muted, like you said, bud.
You could probably unmute it
Right. Okay.
now. Yeah.
I did not know at first he was that old. Okay. That's all.
When you talked about having sex with him, did you know his age?
No.
Understand
Yeah,
me.
but I didn't.
Stop.
Yeah, I got it.
Sorry.
So now, does that all they do is just one push?
They usually just slap them or like push them until they get back to their car and run away. But most of the time, they call the cops.
They call the cops and say we just slapped the crap out of this
Yeah,
guy.
and the cops don't show up. But it is Dads Against Predators, DAP2K, and all the full videos are on Locals.
I'd like to go see that. Dads Against Predators.
DAP2K.
Lummy, so what is up with Matt Riddle?
Show him off his body. He's kind of like a Dr. Dan. Look at the golden thong,
I'm
too.
like, okay, so I'm going through our Twitter, and I post stuff, you post stuff, Seth posts stuff. I think Rhett might put a couple little things in there. As we're trying to keep our Twitter numbers up, we're doing great. Thank you, by the way, for everybody's contributions. And I see that you posted this, and boy, Matt Riddle is in shape.
He sure is.
Wow.
Well, he wished a happy 20th anniversary to Brazzers, the porno company,
Yeah.
and he said, maybe I'll see you soon.
Oh, so is Matt Riddle going to think about?
Well, he's gone to like those parties and stuff because his wife was in the industry.
Oh, you mean he's gone to some of these Brazzer parties?
Yeah, and award banquets and all that kind of stuff.
Because his wife is she still in porn?
No, she
or
was. She got it
in
out, yeah.
porn, right?
I wonder if he would do porn.
I don't know. I bet he would. I mean, if he's got a big penis, why wouldn't you do porn? If he's got a body like that and your penis is respectable,
Was he getting more money doing wrestling? I mean, that's...
I don't know.
Oh, you don't bleed as much if you do porn. It's a
I
lot
don't know.
easier.
I
Fewer
don't know.
injuries.
Let me go to words. This is from Stein, and I think we can play it, can't we?
We've played this before. It's a little older.
Oh, I thought it was new.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he reposts some of his stuff.
He
like
has
that.
newer stuff, Bubba. If I don't remember what it was. He definitely went to a pride parade and they were spitting all over him, telling him
That
to
was
kill
old
himself.
too. Yeah, that was old too.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, most of his stuff that he's just reposting during Pride Month.
Hey, when I come back, this is what I'm going to hit you with. A trans woman from Venezuela that passed the border a month ago started receiving medical insurance from our government, and the medical insurance is covering the cost of their transition. So this is a trans woman from Venezuela that entered our country illegally, that has already signed up for health care, is getting free health care from the U.S. government, and the U.S. government in that free health care is also paying for the surgeries she needs to continue to transition into, I'm assuming, a woman.
That's the new American dream, Bubba.
like health insurance is like.
You think I could just show up to Lithuania today and have them change me into a girl for free? No way.
No.
Only in this country.
Only in this country.
Yeah.
We have legitimate Americans that cannot afford health insurance.
Citizens who have it.
Yeah, legitimate people that were born in this country that
rotting on the pavement
that actually have jobs. Do you know how many people have jobs but
can't afford health insurance,
can't afford health care?
Or the insurance doesn't cover things like a mammogram for my 42-year-old wife. What? You can't. I mean, this person could get trans surgery on insurance, and we can't get medically necessary tests in Florida.
Exactly. That's
Jesus.
What I'm talking about next.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
How you doing, Mommy?
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Coming off a week of surfing, I'm great.
Hey, I got my buddy sending a request to your website.
Oh, did he?
I'll take our case on.
I was out of town, so I'll look at it today. I was
figured-
intentionally not looking at anything.
Well, I figured you were off.
That one video had 60,000 more views, up to 167,000 views. Yeah, I'll take a look at it this morning.
What up, Kabuki? Why are all these fake Palestinian protesters? Why do they always wear masks?
I think they should. It used to be illegal before COVID to attend any protest wearing a mask. That was a law.
Like, are they?
And
is it for like unity, or is it for like?
I think it's for anonymity. I think it's to hide their faces.
Oh man.
What's up, Bulldog Tommy?
I know. I was on a plane, Nick.
What up, Maria? What's up, Brian?
I would have been there for sure. They don't want to go now, Jason. They're so bold. They want to catch COVID 2024.
What's up, Nick?
What's up, Mario? Thank you.
Jerseys.
Felix, Jason, yeah. What up, Kostika? Free J Bowler, you just pay for the vape card. I'll sign it.
I agree with you, Brian Gilson. What up, Sicilian Redneck? How you doing? Thank you, sir.
What's up, Neil? You're the motherfucking man.
Everything's good, DAE.
These fucking pussies just can't afford camp, so they're protesting this summer. R.I.P. Fulio.
Thank you, Mario.
Carnivores, what up, buddy? I can't believe the first thing like that Jamal Bowman guy said was like, ceasefire now, ceasefire now. I mean, what the fuck? I know.
You know me. I wouldn't do this to what I think it is. If I'm wrong, tell me please. Hands up. Hands up.
Did he have a gun in his hand?
That's disturbing. Thank you, DA. You are.
You want to hear all the times Hulk Hogan or Tucker Carlson called in? I like that idea. We have it all for you on BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Trying to get Rhett his little bonus. What's he got now? Let me see. 114,924. So what is that? 76? Yeah, it's 76. Is it 76?
Yes.
Yeah, 76.
Getting close.
I mean, it was like 100 when we started the show today, so he's picked up like 30.
Nice.
Go to our YouTube channel, The Bubba Army, and just hit the subscribe/notification button. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. And you just get some really cool stuff. Seth, I'm thinking about this Thursday's food review being the first installment of Maria and the Merch.
Okay.
And I send Maria Guatemala because she's got a little bit of a there's a little language barrier there. And Seth, she's the one that has to actually order. And then, so are you feeling me?
Oh, yeah.
Because she's got a little bit, sometimes she's kind of hard to understand.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We all speak Maria Guatemalan, but, her V's are B's.
That's part of her charm.
Like if you say video, she'll say video,
Mm-hmm.
And she's Merch Crick's best friend. And so why not send those two out, Lummy? Because I've been catching all kinds of crap on my, Bubba's fat. And
that's not what it is.
He eats with his mouth open, and he alters the sandwich. Like the sandwich might come that he's reviewing with pickles, and he doesn't get pickles or mustard.
Don't you give any props to what Alex Stein, the digital wizard, had said?
What do you say?
To not change it, and then if it sucks.
Okay, cool.
I'd like to see a reaction.
So let's All I'm doing here, Seth, is just diversifying this a little bit.
I understand.
So
you're just trying to make everything to your liking.
It's a spinoff, Bubba.
Yeah, it's a spinoff, and I think, and I mean, I think it'll do well.
It will.
And we might do like 2. They do 2, and I do 2 a month.
Do they both eat?
Well,
Who's eating?
see,
Who's
here's
filming?
the merch. I don't know. See, again, I don't know how all this necessarily.
They'll figure it out.
Works out, but they'll figure. See, half of the fun, Jay, is letting them figure it out. Who's taping? And I'm gonna make them. By the way, Lummy, an added twist is they have to take the smart car.
Nice.
And Bella in the back. And Bella in the back, she can't fit in the back, so she has to have her head in the middle. So they have to deal with a pit bull in the middle. And then they both, by the way, Lummy, some rules. They have to both have to Lady in the Tramp Bella. Because when Bella goes on food reviews, what's the gimmick, Seth? You can't take the Lady in the Tramp gimmick away.
No, I understand.
That's one of the high spots people like.
You want that as part of their spinoff, just like it's part of your original series? I mean, what if they went motorboating for French fries? I mean, that could be a new kicker.
So we put French fries and then the dog. That gets into some
the
bestiality.
dog. No, I'm taking the bestiality out of the equation. I'm doing woman on woman. Motorboating for French fries.
I don't think they're like
I know, Bubba, but it's just better.
Why don't
better than
they
making out with the dog.
Get a lot of views if they did a Lady in the Tramp deal.
Content.
Hold on, if they did a Lady in the Tramp,
share a sandwich from opposite ends.
Where they did, No, the only thing they could
You're only kissing my dog.
So, Lady in the Tramp of French fry.
Yes.
I don't think
that's what they're saying.
I don't think
that's not what I'm.
Well, save that
wishing
for the season finale.
But I don't think that they're into each other. Like they're not lesbian.
Yeah, let's not pressure it, but it'd get a lot of views.
It could happen naturally.
I mean, they only got 5,000 views cooking goddamn pancakes.
Right.
I mean, yeah, true. So you're saying, well, then nobody's going to want to watch my food review. I mean, my food review is going to get 1,200 clicks, and they're going to get 12,000 because they ladied and tramped and met at they kissed each other basically between a French fry.
Yeah, but people are going to have such a hankering for food reviews, Bubba, since you're taking a short hiatus. By the time they come back, they're going to be loving that you eat with your mouth open. They're going to love that you get it only American cheese and ketchup. They're going to love that you make out with your dog. They're going to love every aspect of it.
So since Bella isn't needed for, like, Bella's as let me part of my gimmick. Bella having Bella there is part of my gimmick because I Lady and the Tramper. Well, since Merch Crick and Maria might not need the dog, which might make being in the smart car less cumbersome. So, or do you think that they always just got to bring the dog? Do you think the dog just always got to go, even if the dog doesn't get Lady and the Tramped by the host? Does Bella go or not go if she's not going to do a Lady and the Tramp gimmick with the two people that are doing it?
I think the dog goes.
The dog goes?
Yeah. I think people like seeing the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Chicks and dogs never go wrong.
Now, should I let him, Lummy? Should I let him take the Crown Vic? Or, and by the way, I got both Adam and Travis from Semi Autoglass that have the module to fix my window.
Oh, nice.
So my window won't ever get stuck again. But do I let the Merch Crick and Maria? Do I let them take the? Do I make them take the smart car, or do I let them take the Crown Vic?
I think it'd be better visually with the smart car.
They're closer together.
Yeah.
Seth, what's your? You got a good creative mind, and you and Rat.
I think you should make him take an Uber. Tell the Uber driver to take him to Hardee's.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know, Bub. I'm sorry. I was trying to make it funny. I think they should take the smart car.
Okay. So, Rat, what do you? I mean, Rat, what do you?
The smart car is nice, just because Crown Vic is
my baby.
Yeah.
Right. Two bitches in a smart car, right? That's way hotter.
Yep. Lights on.
Oh yeah, they have the lights on and everything. And then Maria, I just love her accent, but the drive-through person may not be able to understand her. And then the only thing that the Merch Crick reviews is French fries because that's the only thing that she likes.
Who do you think between the two of them is a more efficient fast food orderer?
Oh, I don't know.
More efficient?
Yeah.
Merch Crick.
No. I think Maria's smarter than the Merch Crick.
I thought maybe she'd use more words. I thought maybe Merch Crick would use fewer words.
No, fewer words aren't like Maria, she doesn't she uses just by nature uses fewer words because of her language, which makes her sound stiff. It makes her sound mean, and she's not mean. She's the nicest person in the world. But Lummy, because she's not from here, instead of saying Jay honey, will you please come over here? She might you come here.
Yeah,
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Instead of telling her husband, listen, baby, why don't you come over here for a second? You come over here now.
Come here now.
You come now.
Did you say suckage?
What do you mean, suckage?
Did you say come over here for suckage?
No,
Oh, sorry.
Man, you got...
What are you...
What do you mean?
What's on your brain, kid? What do you got in your head right now?
The same stuff that's always there. I thought you said come over here for some What did you say?
I didn't say suckage.
Well, okay.
Did anybody hear me say suckage?
But what did you say? Okay.
Anyway, so here's the way it's looking like it's shaking out. We could call it the Merch and Maria show, or the Maria and Merch show, the Maria and Merch, or Merch and Maria food review. They're in the smart car, and Merch Crick is probably taping, or maybe they put one of the a tape, they put a suction cup on the dash, Lummy, and they just do it that way.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
But I think the Merch Crick should hold it until they get there, because being on the road, it'd get real bumpy with that suction cup to the window deal. Be like, hello, this is Merch Crick, and I am Maria, and we're gonna do a food review. We're pulling up to Arby's. They got to do all that stuff, Lummy. Both of them, they got to figure it out.
They do.
And then then Stiff Maria, she does the ordering. And then she orders the whatever sandwich they would be reviewing, she would be reviewing it, giving her review real stiff. I do not like this. This seems to be like it has a little too much, like whatever. I feel like I make her Russian.
You do.
Yeah.
Sounds like the
And then the
guy
British
from
could be
Rocky.
like, I like my French fries. They're so good. My French fries are so good. And then, Lummy, you're saying they do. We give them a Lady and the Tramp French fry where they end up like, do they kiss or they did?
That's too forced. If it's organic, but or force them to kiss and all that stuff.
No, they're
when
not
it's premeditated.
kissing.
It's not. It's fun.
Yeah, just see maybe how they're feeling that day.
Yeah.
Maybe they got really good fries and they wanted to.
All right. So just tell them whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our first episode. They gotta
Okay,
figure it out.
guys. All right. I'm trying to whatever.
Go with it, girls.
You want some rough scissoring in the back, Bubba?
They're not going to be able to get in the back because
that's half the fun.
The pit bull's back there, and the pit bull can't fit. So the pit bull's got.
Pit bull can wait outside. Look, I'm just trying to make this spicy for you. It looks like you have a lot of ideas. Looks like you're taking this down an OnlyFans route. I can help produce either one.
No, I'm not taking it
Family
down.
fun
I'm not
or
taking it down an OnlyFans route at all.
A trans woman from Venezuela that
By the way, this woman's full pissed, as she should be.
passed the border a month ago started receiving medical insurance from our government, and that medical insurance is covering the cost of their transition. The hormones are free. The transition process will be covered. They've been in the U.S. for 1 month.
Mario Gonzalez from Vegas. I think it's Vegas Mario.
Yes, it is.
25 on the PayPal.
Thank you.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App.
Does she have a friend or is this a news story?
I don't know.
And within 3 weeks of them being here,
Well, I mean, I think she knows a lot.
they received free medical insurance. And with that insurance,
I mean, we probably should, maybe check out
I'm looking at
the
that
credibility for her.
they can get
Is she just some, black girl that knows a newscaster?
I mean, it
medical
sounds like that
care
would be
to
possible, but I'd
transition
like
from
maybe a
man
source.
to a woman. And you wake up every single day and pay taxes to the government so they can take care of this for them. And
No.
women
California.
in the U.S.
Hold on, let's get through it.
Okay.
Then you come up with the statistics, okay?
Okay.
are fighting to have birth control. But a Venezuelan man who is transitioning into a woman can come here from Venezuela and in less than a motherfucking month
Oh, damn.
be transitioning into a woman on your dime.
I'll pay for a vagina any
A
day.
trans
Let me have what have you
So there's a news story. The state of California has a thing called Medi-Cal, which will allow 700,000 illegal immigrants between the ages of 26 to 49 to be financially covered when receiving gender surgery.
Oh my God.
from people that have been in the from the illegals?
Yes. It says it might cost the taxpayers about $3.1 billion.
Oh my God.
Now, we can't play this on the air, but this is on our Twitter. Go to our Twitter if you like. It's at The Bubba Army, x.com/The Bubba Army.
What's this one, Bubba?
It's a good follow.
I saw a lot of people die on Twitter this weekend.
There was a lot of death on our Twitter this weekend.
I saw the Russian soldier one where he landmine and
He was trying to punch the thing, too.
Did you see the elephant?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Don't
Hold on,
hit an
everybody.
elephant.
Shh, stop.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, and listen. This is Rhett. This is something that you cannot play. Okay, so I don't.
Oh jeez.
Don't play it. Please don't play it. But this elephant, he's just being an elephant. I guess they got him in captivity in some village in Africa, and they're mean to him. Looks like they got some kind of thing strapped to the top of him. And by the way, Rhett, you can play it. You can play it until I tell you to stop. I'll stop it before that. I'll stop it. So
Okay.
it looks like they got something strapped to the top of him, like where people can ride him, or he's carrying something heavy. But he obviously is an elephant that's not living in the wild as a wild elephant. He's been captivated. He's been caught by this village, and now he's the work elephant. He's got to be Johnny Work Elephant. So so I'm gonna go ahead and play it. and you can play it. I'll tell you when to stop because I know when the good news goes.
The Undertaker music.
This is
Hold on. So this elephant here, you can see that he's got. You can broadcast this. You can see that first of all he's a big ass elephant.
Do we know what country?
Malaysia, right?
Malaysia.
Okay.
And this guy wants this elephant to move. You'll see. So he takes a stick and he's like, okay, elephant. Now it looks like they got something on top of the elephant, and maybe that is for rides for children. They charge people or tourists for an elephant ride or something. But they got something on the elephant's back, strapped onto his back. And this worker is he's taking this stick and nudging the elephant to get in the right position that he wants him. So he keeps taking the stick. He keeps pushing him. Finally, we can see the first initial impact, and then you cannot show it anymore. But you can show him just because the first thing he does is he just flings the dude and says, "Get off me," and that doesn't obviously kill the dude. So here we go. This guy's pushing this elephant around, and like get over here, stick over here, jabbing. He's actually jabbing the elephant. So finally, the elephant said, "Okay, stop. Okay, so now you can't play anymore. You can't play anymore." So let me just back it up a little bit. So the elephant gets pissed off and he pushes the guy down on the ground. Like, leave me alone, and pushes the guy down on the ground. Now watch this. This elephant really, really is mad. And don't they say, Lummy, that elephants don't forget anything?
Yeah, that's right.
I think they say in the wild, the elephants have the greatest memory of all. And like a lot of times, if they'll come back to villages. There was this one story, I think about a year ago, Lummy, where this one elephant was tortured by these villages, and it got away, and it went and talked to all of like 35 or 40 of its other elephant buddies. This is a true story. And in the middle of the night, he got him and all of his elephant buddies to go ahead and stampede through the village, the grass huts.
Yes.
And they stomped and killed every person in the village.
It was also the one with the old lady, too, that used to beat the elephant, and then that lady died, and the elephant came to the funeral and pretty much smashed it.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're smart as hell. So this elephant's like, bitch, stop poking me. And so he knocks him down on the ground. Well, one would think that maybe a regular elephant would just say, like okay, leave me. I've showed you who the boss is. Now leave me alone. Oh, no, not this elephant. This elephant wants to make sure that the job gets done. Watch this. So he's stepping on the. Now, you can't play. By the way, you can't play any of this. We can't play any of this. So now you can see what elephants weigh? Like 4,000 pounds. Hey Alexa, how much does an adult elephant weigh?
The weight of an adult elephant can vary depending on factors such as gender and location. On average, an adult elephant weighs between 4,000 and 7,500 kilograms, 8,818 and 16,535 pounds.
All right, so
however, it is important to note that these values can vary due to differences in.
All right, so 10,000 pounds. He said between 8 and 16,000 pounds.
5-6 tons. So
that is like literally a semi.
It's like 3 Honda Civics.
I mean, it's like, 10,000 pounds is probably what my truck might be 10,000 pounds. I don't know. My truck's probably less than 10,000. But I think a truck's probably what, 9,000 pounds?
Probably like 4 or 5 F-150.
Yeah. 4,000 or 5,000.
The aluminum.
So like 2 of my trucks, the weight of 2 of my trucks. Now watch what he does. He literally makes sure this guy's dead.
Can we just watch him get killed so we don't have to stretch it out?
Here we go. So now he's got the guy, and he takes him, and check this out.
Oh yeah, you're done.
You bent him in half.
Look. Now I think he might still be alive, maybe, but the guy nope, you're not going to be alive. I'm going to keep smashing you, and I'm going to keep smashing you, and I'm going to keep smashing you. Oh yeah, you're not going to make it. Hold on. And I'm going to keep smashing you, and I'm going to keep smashing you. Now this guy, hold on, this guy's flattened like a piece of paper. And so now the elephant takes and starts winging him around like a rag doll, just a lifeless body, and then throws him to the side. And then his one buddy comes to try. This one dude tries to come help him, and I think he shows him the good news, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think I just avoid that elephant.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I love you, but if you're getting stomped by a real mean elephant and he just didn't stomp you one time, but he stomped you, 15 or 20 times, so he made you as thin as a piece of paper, and then he winged you across the 40.
I'd give you a pass.
I would just say, listen, Lummy, I'm not
done.
Here's one of these dads on patrol.
I fight for kids.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Anyway, you're the head of the LGBTQ Dems in Maryland. Okay. How long have you been in that position for? Since fall. Okay. Is that like a paid position? Okay. Just more of a.
So he's he's in charge of the LGBTQ libs of Maryland. Okay.
Yeah. This is another guy that's popular in that content niche we talked about earlier. This is, I'm pretty sure, predator poachers.
I thought it was I Fight for Kids.
This is I Fight for Kids.
Is it like a super PAC or something, or is it just? Okay. This stuff said here, like,
this is dirty.
I want to rape you. I want to see how much of a faggot you are. What was kind of said about that?
Yeah, we probably can't play that.
It's Alex from I Fight for Kids is Alex from Predator Poachers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sounds like we might have to actually.
Yeah, probably just.
Just get to the exit. Get to the end where he smashes him. Is that what happens? I assume.
No. But we probably should leave the majority of our next stories for our after show. That's where we could get through these because the language barrier obviously is a lot different.
Yes.
Let me leave you with this. Like if they paint a pride insignia on the sidewalk, like of a municipality or a city paints a pride like walkway or something. I think there was in St. Pete, some guy did a burnout on it, and they pulled him over, and I think they're in a lot of trouble now. They say it's a hate crime and the whole 9 yards. Well, you can't arrest this dog. And look at him, man. He's pinching off a loaf. Look at old boy. Isn't it funny how dogs get all contorted when they take a poop?
Yeah.
That's when they're the most vulnerable too, aren't they? I mean, you can't fight in the wild. I think that, and even in life as a human, I think that you're most vulnerable when you're pooping. Right?
I don't want to get in a fight.
Like even a caveman.
My guard's down.
Or just a regular dude, you're most vulnerable. Like, Jay, if you're sitting on this.
What about when you're sleeping?
Well, other than while you're.
My guard is down when I'm on the potty, for sure.
But, okay, while you're awake, Seth, out of all the hours that you're awake, you're probably most susceptible to getting your ass kicked or hurt when you're on the toilet. Hey, when you're not on the toilet, at least you have your pants up and you can you can fight. You can't fight back when you're on the toilet.
You're hamstrung with your pants around your ankles.
Especially if you got a really big turd. You're in the middle of working on a big turd. You just can't pinch that off and then pull your pants up and start fighting. You're going to completely get your... News note to self. Anytime we go to fight people, let's fight them while they're taking a poop.
Sounds good to me.
I think you're just guaranteed to win. You could just think about how many punches you could get off on a guy while he was sitting there pooping.
A lot.
You could just
3, 4 at least?
15.
That's
just
true.
Bam, bam, bam. And he has when you're sitting down, you don't have, so if you keep pushing him back down to the toilet, right? He can't get his legs out from underneath him. Plus he's got his dong hanging out and poop on his ass. Who the hell can fight like that? We could beat up like Conor McGregor and Mike Tyson and stuff. It should be a new niche, fighting guys on the toilet. You take one dude, and he's like the wimpier dude. The wimpier dude gets to be, not on the toilet, and then the really tough dude gets to be on the toilet, Lummy. And you see if wimpy guys can beat up tough guys while they're pooping.
Have you seen the one where they lock them in a phone booth?
What?
Yeah, there's one where they lock them in a phone booth, and another where they do it in a car. I'll try and find it.
We're just going down all types of rabbit holes today, are we?
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
What's up, Sean?
Great quote, Johnny Z. Unforgiven, they did it too, I think, when the guy was sitting on the
Hey, Bubba, T said hi.
outhouse.
Hi, Tease.
Morning, Tina. Unforgiven, Outhouse is one of the best movies. The last scene of that movie is unbelievable. Gene Hackman and that character's so good. No, I don't think it was Danny Glover. I'm pretty sure it was the guy with the great voice. It wasn't Danny Glover. I'm having a brain fart right now. More than the Tim England.
Take it easy, Zolt.
Morgan Freeman, thank you, Double XL.
Zolt's made it to the end of the show for like a week and a half straight.
And Gene Hackman.
Hey, Tina. Good morning. We gotta play some of Fulio's music on the. I don't know any of his shit.
You're listening to the man that is best friends with Deion Sanders, Tony Stewart, and not Hulk Hogan. Now back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Let me on the after show. Let's call it 10:30. Okay. 10:30 start time. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be there was some stuff on our Twitter just for languages and stuff that I couldn't play. But I'm going to clear out our Twitter, including the stuff that's got questionable language. Might talk about the Fulio guy, the rapper. He's not from Tampa. He was doing a show in Tampa, right?
It was his birthday. He was having a party here.
Where is he from?
Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
I honestly don't know. He wasn't a very big name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he a big? Is he like an underground thing at
if he was
best?
gonna have a show, it'd be at like a very small club around here.
Apparently,
probably.
he has a lot of haters. People that want to see him 6 feet under. I guess he was rapping about another guy who got killed and how he was happy about it. So
I guess the song that really like blew him up and gave him a big audience was about killing a guy on his birthday.
And he got killed on his birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, so I mean,
and Tampa's getting dragged into this for no damn reason.
I know these aren't Tampa people doing this.
I know, but Tampa's starting to get some.
It is.
I mean,
somewhat.
They knew he was gonna be.
some murders and stuff. That's not
unnecessary shootings.
Yeah, like that's not what usually happens in Tampa.
I think he either got set up or someone drove to shoot him because I mean he had been publicizing his location for 2 days. He had been telling people, "Hey, we're gonna have a big ass party."
And he had the Airbnb stuff too, right?
Yeah, he got kicked out of it.
Got kicked out for too big of a party.
Yeah, and he was walking it like he was posting videos of himself on Instagram the day of, and up till 5 a.m. he's walking around with a group of like 30 people. So I mean, you really never know. But I don't think
I'm gonna stop posting where I'm going.
Well, I mean, you're not making raps about killing rappers.
Yeah, but there's enough people that hate me.
That's a good
Think
point.
about that.
You would have been gone by now.
They'll get you in the drive-thru of the Taco Bell.
Honest to God, I really do.
Food review.
I'm gonna be honest. No, I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay. You know some of the strong circles that oppose me in this town.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a wonder I've not been killed. For real. I mean, look at everything else.
Well, the
that's
smoothie
happening.
guy tried to wipe you out, Bubba, but we were out of his games.
He had him. Bubba had that guy.
So anyway, we'll call 10:30 hard start.
10:35.
Now it's 10:35. All right.
No, I'll be here at 10:30ish.
It's still 10:30.
10:30. 10:30. 10:45 for the after show. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Jay, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
For sure.
We'll see. Let's call it 10:35. Okay. 10:35.
Hey, nice meeting F'd Up Jones, who got us all the paper towels. He's in chat.
You F'd Up Jones, we love you and your generosity. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, buddy. After show at 10:35.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lumet,
Co-host Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council.
Co-host J. Diaco Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Rhett, the filthy ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
the BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repay the law.